crawling and grinding to get into, with a world champion coach now going up against a world championship winning team. Will it actually be too much for Twisted Minds to handle? Will their minds get blown up because of what they're just experiencing? World championship winning team, will it actually be too much for Twisted Minds to handle? Will their minds get blown up because of what they're just experiencing?
Ooh, I think I'd want to put a bit more faith into Twisted Minds though. Like, this is just probably me personally. I know the record for APBR, especially last season, wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But now that they've adjusted their lineup a bit and put in some guidance and help from veterans, we saw the impact. And this is something that Twisted Minds or Onyx 9 Lives are heading into the season with. They already have that bit of guidance, and it's not just from Lansu, MP the King Norse and Sui, it's also from Coach Bond, also from Coach Eson, and they've been for sure following the league and the scene for so long now. And there's also a familiar face on the other side as well. There's Ferds, who was also formerly part of MDL. So if ever we're seeing Ferds again play in this game, and it's likely to happen if he played that well yesterday.
Played yesterday, yeah.
So I'm hoping that Twisted Minds, for sure they're prepared, but that they're able to execute it as well once they step foot into the game.
Yeah, and how well they can actually perform consistently is also a good benchmark if Falcons will have a shot at that rank 1, rank 2 that Ogwen did mention they were aiming for
that was
yesterday.
Like by the end of week 4? Or
is that by the end of week 4? Just by the end of week 4?
We'll have to confirm what the question was.
I guess we can, I guess these are things that we can ask these players as we go into an all-access segment right here with our players.
Happy Superfan Saturday nga sa inyo lahat, and with that, nandito tayo sa MPL Festival to check out kung ano nga ba ang pwede nyong bisitahin ng mga booths dito. And with me is Sir Jed of BPI. Hello, sir! Nakikita natin ngayon ang mga activities sa booth nyo. And for I know, nandito na to last season. Ano po bang mechanics para bag? And on that side, Sir Jed, meron ako nakikita parang bago to.
Yes, kung gusto naman nila ng merch na t-shirt, pwede sila mag-play nitong buzz game. Kailangan lang hindi tumunog yung bakal, mananalo na sila ng t-shirt.
Ay, parang gusto ko yan. Pwede ko po ba i-try?
Yes, sure.
Ang makatalo sa akin dito, bibigyan ko talaga ng skin. Huwag kang tutunog. Wala, hindi ko talaga kaya dayain. Nakikita talaga nito. Parang kaya nyo na to, guys. So, i-try nyo yan dito sa MPL Festival. At may technique dito. Kung alam nyo yung Mr. Bean technique, visit nyo lang ang BPI booth. Gawin nyo na lahat ng activities dito. Let's have fun here at MPL Festival.
There you go. So that's one incentive to start saving for your future. Be able to do the thing.
Are you practicing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Brigid is going to try it later.
Good form.
After the show.
Good form.
That's going to be... need some stability right there. But you know what? I want to hear what you guys think. Since so many players have been really rising so far in Season 16, which one is going to be the rookie to look out for? Is it Ferds for A, Nosha for B, Sean? We're going to go for Sean for now. On C, and Kaloy for D. Or X-Nova.
Wow.
Coming in clutch
Yeah,
as well.
I think a lot of people are looking at X-Nova right now. And I'm excited to see this because then that means we get 2 games in a row where you get to see the... counting yesterday, 3 games in a row where you get to see rookies shine in their respective right. So hopefully if this is I hope this is a close game because I want to see the give a scare to Falcons. As a Falcons guy, that hurts, but like I want to see them shine because that means more people in the community will be talking about them.
Yeah, for me, I guess it's Sean. Like, from that MVP-worthy performance we saw from him in the previous season of MDL, their game-winning plays, and his just aggression overall in the mid lane, and with so much focus on the mid lane again. Like we saw how heavily impactful the mid duos were. I have my eyes on Sean and how he is gonna gel with the new additions in their lineup, because generally this is literally Onyx 9 Lives with whoever jungler they put in and Lansu. So
Interesting.
I'm gonna choose C.
Okay, and I definitely want to see Ferds play again. Although I still want to see the secret weapon of Falcon's flap play eventually. I still think
Secret weapon now.
I want to see if they can still do like maybe another sweep with Ferds. That might be a statement, or that might be telling us something. Especially working very well with the championship team, like Renmar mentioned.
Yep.
So those are the things that we are looking out for. We want to hear what you guys are looking out for. Comment it right now in the comment section. But for the meantime, we are going to watch our teams walk into the arena for their game.
It's the Living Legends and the Wild One. Birds, Kyle, TZ, Few, Ogwen, and Super Marco. Team Falcons! The plot twist of the season, with a squad fresh from their MDL Championship run, Lansu, Sean, Kaloy, Nosha, and MP the King, Twisted Minds! And to guide us through this match, our marshals Patrick, Chico, JJ, and Jeff. And the coaches of the respective teams, Coach Trevor and Coach Vaughn. Team Falcons are Twisted Minds, MPL Maginga!
And here we go. This is the team that we are looking out for today. It is going to be Falcons with Ferds. This is obviously a very interesting slot in. Flap TZ has been no doubt one of the players to beat in the XP lane, and Ferds, surprisingly again, slotting in so well with the rest of this veteran squad, has really been showing up, especially since yesterday.
He showed up. He proved himself yesterday, playing such a great game against their counterparts, but now it's Twisted Minds' turn to show up and prove that they have what it takes to go up against our teams.
Yeah, this is 4 out of the 5 MDL Championship winning Onyx 9 Lives roster from the previous season of MDL, now with MP the King. Their old jungler that they used to play with Kane has actually gone over to See You Soon in Cambodia. So now it's going to be dependent on the chemistry between the 4 members of Onyx 9 Lives that retained to somehow make MP the King just feel like a natural fit to the team. I don't think it's up to MP the King to adjust.
Yeah.
It's up to the rest of the team to bring MP the King into their system.
That's right. Especially since MP the King is definitely a very versatile jungle player.
For sure.
For sure, we're going to expect the Alice still getting banned out from these guys. Maybe. I don't know how big the patch has changed to really merit MP the King being let go of the Alice, or allowed to play the Alice. So these are things that I'm watching out for here, especially how well MP the King is going to work again with a very strong championship squad.
I might agree with you on that. Like there might be a chance that people keep an eye out for these unorthodox picks, because whenever we talk about MDL, you just cannot take away the fact that they have come from a global ban system. So their hero pool has been tested and proven. I've seen them really battle it out, or like seemingly run out of heroes, because they don't anymore. They only reset once they get into game 7. So for all those 6 games, you see just how much deep of a hero pool each one of them has. So I think it's gonna work well if we're talking about Coach Bon and all his projects, and just how experimental this
the
coach
latest
can
Coach
be.
Bon project.
Yeah, because literally Coach Bon could tell them, hey guys, what about this? And the players can just go, whatever you want.
Sure, Coach.
Want to try
Okay.
Saber? Sure, why not? Hanabi Lolita again to start to run it back? Why not?
I mean, that can definitely work. I would love to see those, and everyone, I'm sure, is excited to see some new stuff coming into play here. But for the meantime, let's have a look.
Welcome to The Howl. This is Wolf presenting you the Infinix keys to victory. It's going to be Falcons versus Twisted Minds. And for Team Falcons to win the series, they have to use their vast pro experience against the MPL rookies, especially when it comes to macro. And what they need to do is just to make sure that Twisted Minds cannot catch up when it comes to their knowledge and them exploiting the map, just splitting the map, surprising Twisted Minds on how pros actually play the map in the MPL. And what they also need to do is to slow down Twisted Minds' aggressive playstyle. Now, if you recall, when Team Falcons went up against then Onyx 9 Lives players, now part of Twisted Minds, they were surprised by the aggressive playstyle of Twisted Minds. And Team Falcons weren't the only team, actually, that suffered from that kind of playstyle. There were a lot of bodies that dropped because of that. And that's something that they need to prevent. If Twisted Minds play slow, Team Falcons can win. And now, for Twisted Minds, it's very simple. You saw yesterday that the CC was the priority, especially for Ferds on Team Falcons. So what they need to do is to ban if they're on the red side, probably, or if their first pick, maybe deny the CC. As long as the CC is not in the picture, it's going to be better for Twisted Minds. Lastly, they also have to show their early plot twists with the draft that can be very useful in the early weeks of MPL. That needs no explanation. Let's find out in the draft if that actually happens. Let's head straight into the draft.
Okay, so I kind of really thank you for it so much for that. I guess we should have howled a little bit. Sorry, we didn't have time to do that. But I completely agree with CC panning out because that was like 2 almost perfect games coming out from that lane. So maybe I guess it's a good test as well for Ferds, like if he can actually do other heroes.
Yeah, yesterday it was such a good Edward game already, but
Yeah.
the CC from Ferds just allowed for the comebacks, the turnarounds, or just overall better early game when they went into game number 2.
Yeah, it wasn't easy though. Game number 1 for CC looked like an afterthought. Game number 2 for CC was the MVP because of just how well he was able to maximize the curtain call, and that was coming off of the fact that he was actually ganked early in the game. Like they nerfed his initial presence in the 3 minutes, and then he was able to come back.
So with all this in mind, what kind of plot twist? Again, we're overusing this so far. Are we expecting to be let go or maybe get countered in the draft as well? These are things that we're gonna have to find out as we load into the drafting phase for game number 1. I'm excited to see what answers or what lack of answers are gonna come from Falcons here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're really in for an early plot twist as mentioned in the Howl, because like, is it too early in the season to do that, or is it best to do that now?
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, for me, it's the best time to do it now because if you really want to see how far you can stretch the limits of these players in terms of their hero pool and how well they can execute multiple strategies, then you go ahead and do that. Better now than us saying by like, why are you doing this in week 7? You are 2 weeks off from the playoffs, all that. So just do it now, Twisted Minds. And I like how they're right away respecting the CC of Ferds and Falcons, which means that they still have to keep their mind open for picks like the Phovius and the Lapu Lapu as the potential trades and to show up.
Even the Yisun Shin, because it's still open right now. The likes of the Jushin and the Yisun Shin are some of the heroes that are commonly banned in the first phase, but might just make it through if it doesn't get taken out here. There are just so many options for this ban. Like even the Lancelot, even the Yisun Shin.
And historically, teams who have let the Yisun Shin go have really regretted doing so. So we'll see if that's going to happen here as well. Man, that's interesting because they have so much to answer here.
I think yesterday was just the only instance in a long time where the Yisun Shin was like,
The hunt begins.
It's open.
Lost because of what happened. Like,
Yeah.
what?
So they go ahead for the Ruby ban so that they turn off the chances of a YSS coming up because that's become one of the main conditions for you to pick a YSS in the jungle. That's why Falcons decide to go for the Juicin route because then you're going up against a young team making their MPL debut. So you pick up someone like a Juicin that can bully around the mid lane so that you increase the pressure against the roam and mid of Twisted Minds.
Yep. So will they still be confident enough to go for that this time? Or are they gonna just go for more standard and more common options? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe they don't have to rush their jungler yet.
I think so. There's obviously we don't expect Halteezy to go for like Fanny right now.
They still go
Yeah.
for it. Okay.
Shin's still very strong competitor here, especially if you get the mid laner that you want in this lineup.
Yeah, and I like how they have a relatively, in some regards, you can think of Guison as like a quote-unquote tanky mid laner.
That's true.
She has relatively good sustain in the shielding that she has, especially in the latter portions of the game, if she can get her items quickly, especially those blood wings. And then you have the God that Gotcha to pair it up with the Revitalize. So you have a pretty solid unit in the center of the map, playing with a little bit more of a defensive mindset though, just to think of supporting the Yisun Shin, which means that the EXP laner and the gold lane pick for Falcons might have to be something that scales up a little bit quicker and can be high impact by minute 3, minute 4. As Twisted Minds pick up the Kimmy at the center of the map now, Falcons needs to be careful of going up against a lineup that will most likely have a double core.
Yeah.
Did the guy just... One of our marshals just showed off his jawline in the back. Was that Juven?
Did he? Okay.
Sheesh. That's the appropriate response, right? You go sheesh.
Jeez.
That's how cold it is.
That's
People
really
are
how
wearing
cold it
hoods in
is.
the back.
And they're still shivering. They're wearing hoods and they're still shivering right now.
Yeah.
That's literally us. So yeah, well, look at these. Look at these. This is a very
Wow, that's a new shirt. You need to have that shirt.
I told you. The fans that you're seeing right now on the Falcon side, they were just on the APBR side earlier.
Exactly. I was gonna say right on cue because I love that. I love that. Obviously, their dual citizenship, dual teamizanship.
I just wanted to watch MPL.
Yeah, man. We got the buff going as well. That's just how it is.
Dual teamizanship or something.
Teamizanship.
Wait, we're at. So now they're taking out some gold laners. Are they potentially gonna? Like, I feel like the Granger is also still a potential option here if you're Twisted Minds, because you might want to have a lot of more range to overwhelm this lineup, or the idea of Team Falcons in their lineup, and especially when it scales to the late game, like Yisun Shin wouldn't be like the best target to go up against one-on-one.
Yeah. Twisted Minds can also still just go Harith.
Yeah.
They'll have the Harith Kimmy core. That's also one of the reasons why maybe the Lapu Lapu was banned out. Because then now Twisted Minds can pick the Phoveus on the 4th pick. So you have a Phoveus Kalea frontline, and then you can just pick up the Harith later at the end, which means that Falcons will have to consider picking up something like an Esmeralda for Ferds, which would actually be a good matchup for them, and Twisted Minds needs to be careful of that if they end up going down that route.
I like the Bruno still here for Twisted, just to get more reach. Also, it's going to be hard for Halteezy to actually dive on that guy in the later portions of the game. That's maybe something they will think about, dealing with the Yisun Shin. Specifically right now in terms of like
with the Esmeralda open, I'm not so sure if they want to like reveal. They will though, but at least it's not one that's too susceptible to the Esmeralda.
Yeah, that's a good swerve. I like it. They're really thinking about Ferds' impact in the game here and what could happen. If I remember correctly, Phoveus does, if you're not careful, will struggle in the initial laning phase against the glue, and then the impact of the 2 glue is just a little bit more high impact compared to the Phoveus. Just a little bit, to the point where it's almost like a 50-50 how well you're going to do in the team fights. So for the gold lane here, you're also going to have to think twice about the strong basic attack types for Super Marco. I think they might just go
basic attack types.
Bruno, carry.
Yeah, fast scaling, fast damage. Bruno, carry, Granger.
Flint has been historically picked by this team. It's Harris.
Yeah, and then they get the Harris. So the combo that I thought would go to Twisted ended up with Falcons instead. Okay.
Not bad.
They go for Granger.
Yeah, they go for Granger. Okay.
So
nothing too crazy, right? Nothing too crazy so far for Twisted.
Yeah.
A little bit disappointing, but at the same time, they need to win, so I kind of get it.
maybe later.
Maybe later. If they feel more confident maybe have a good start first on on the heroes that you know, and move on to the spicier ones later on.
Yeah, to be fair, I could imagine Coach Bond saying that in an interview where like, hey, they're finally in the MPL. I don't want to just throw wild ideas at them right out of the gate. I want them to find stability with lineups that are at the top of the meta right now.
That's
and then
right.
when we find the stability there, that's when we start giving them the crazy heroes. All of that except in Tagalog.
Yes, that sounds
For
exactly
sure.
like how Coach Bon would answer
Right?
a post-match interview later on in the media room. We'll see if that's what he has to say. If ever it does end up as a win, especially for Twisted Minds, because they have to go up against a titan of MLBB
For
with
sure.
some bit of adjustment in terms of the XP lane, but you see the prowess. Yesterday, it was almost exactly the same.
That's right. Let's see if we're gonna have a repeat of yesterday, or will Twisted Minds actually give us something to headline our newses with.
Yeah.
Newses? That's not
Newses.
the plural of newses. Or news with. Here we go for game number 1, and I can feel it in the crowd. They are ready to see some intense MLBB action. It's Falcons versus Twisted.
Aggressive trading early on, and let's see how Few and Ogun will be able to handle the, understandably, going to be more aggressive Kaloy and Sion or Sean in the center of the map for Twisted Minds. Something too crazy with our emblem sets. Although you do have to watch out, there is a PYT on the Kalea, the usual emblem talent pickup. And Twisted Minds, I like how aggressive they are.
Yeah.
This is what you get when you have a Kimmy at the center of the map. It's paired up with a Kalea. You can just not be afraid to consistently dish out basic attack damage.
Yeah, fortunately, Ogun does have the Revitalize though, but they're literally still going at it. Kaloy dodges that with the flicker. Close call, but still, they're all in the game. It's just really aggressive trades here and there in the mid lane.
Yeah, using the flicker or forcing your opponent to use the flicker very early on just means that Twisted Minds might actually have to take this next few minutes a bit slower than usual.
Yeah. So far, it's another instance of all flickers for Twisted Minds too, by the way. Like, I guess the side steps again?
Want to go fast? Want to go hard?
Emojis.
Whoa.
Whoa! That's fast! Now that's fast!
Yeah, that was as basic as you could get. You're a Lancelot, you have angles to dash through with a puncture. Go ahead, take that. Great move there by MP the King. Few needs to be a little bit more careful and maybe ask for a little bit more help from Ogwin with holding the center and try to read the rotations of MP the King on this Lancelot so that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Real quick fun fact about a few members of the Twisted Minds, Lansu, Sion, and Kaloy were all part of the all-star team for MDL Philippines in Season 5.
So you just know that everyone has their eyes on these three players. Now they're controlling or trying to control the Lord Pit as much as they can. MP the King dashing in, steals away the turtle from Team Falcons. And will they try to disengage? They will, but Kaloy might just be the trade here. AOG committed just to get the kill, and they'll be okay with that for now.
Yeah, it seems to be a very good trade for the Falcons, at least getting that kill as well as flexing their aggression all over the map. We haven't actually seen the Furds and Lansu just duke it out in the team fights just yet. Very excited to see how they're going to perform here. MP the King, you know what? It's been a while since I've seen another team adjust to MP the King and vice versa. It's always that question of how well they're going to play. And so far, it looks so good. MP the King looking like he's able to do whatever he wants on the map.
Yeah, and I think that might be one of the key things that Twisted Minds can do for him. Allow him to end up with a hero that doesn't require so much teamwork to shine, whereas an MP the King is like, alright, we'll do our jobs, we'll clear the mid-minion wave, we'll get vision for you, show up when you want to show up, or show up when you're ready, you can do your own thing.
Yeah, it's like MP the King just still gets to do whatever he wants to.
Yeah.
Exactly as mentioned here by Renmar, and it's not too far from the idea of the other members of Twisted Minds and the kind of rotations that they want to go for. It's still a lot of pressure that's being applied onto the members of Team Falcons, and the way they're just able to isolate members every now and then works so well for them. It's not even entirely on the back of a setup by Kaloy just yet.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen that, and I don't expect we'll see a lot of that since Few, as in Super Marco as well, are rocking those purifies, it'll be a bit of a harder engage. They might have to force a bit more CC. For now, bottom lane looks really bad for Lansu.
Lansu spread, but gets stunned by the Mountain Shocker. Still survives though.
Yeah.
So that's the ultimate down for Kyle TZ, and Twisted Minds are aware of that.
Yeah, let's see, Falcons, how heavily they'll be able to contest this turtle, as Twisted Minds have a little bit more utility, more members here. Looks like Glue is also going to be joining as well. It's going to be 5v5, but it seems like Falcons are going to be able to push out the members of Twisted, and they'll be able to get this turtle for Kyle.
Yeah. Kaloy, will he get to get his enhanced skills? Trying to zone out He's using the Tsunami Slam on him, but there's the counter AOG, and Kyle TZ still secures the objective. There goes the Infernal Pursuits coming in from Ferds as well. And now Lansu all alone up against 3, gets to grab someone, but Ferds on the back lines gets eliminated. Still a trade, a 1-for-1 trade, but it seems like MP the King wants to go for more. Finds Spew, Phantom Execution, but it's dodged by Kyle TZ.
You know, not bad. Spurs held off a double core at the back of that fight, at least for long enough for the rest of Falcons to actually get rid of the frontliners. So far, it feels like an even fight still, despite everything happening there.
There was a trend that was pointed out a lot during MSC, wherein you really get to see the quality of teams that are at the 5th to 9th minute mark, or 6th to 10th, because that's when the power spike starts coming in. First items already locked in for the 2 junglers, first items locked in for the main course.
There's the Tsunami Slam and the counter AOG, but it seems like Few with a Crimson Beacon just gets to survive that. Lantern Flare, Lansu finds himself under the turret, but still they get to find the kill on Few. It's a 1-for-1 trade in exchange of Lansu.
Yeah, good committal there by Twisted Minds. Lansu said, you know what, I can still get the mount on him. Sion, be ready to be able to damage him. And they get to finish it off. It becomes a trade, but again, you're nerfing the scaling of this Guison, which is one of the main problems that Twisted Minds has against the lineup of Team Falcons. So, as we were pointing it out earlier, this is where you really get to see the quality of team with how well they manage the map and trade around the center. And so far, Twisted Minds is showing off their quality, the fact that they're able to tango with Falcons and actually give them a lot of difficulty.
Oh my goodness. The amount of focus on Few is unreal.
How many times, right? Has people been diving into Few's face and forcing him back, basically denying him a few minion waves here and there.
Especially from MP the King. I would have understood it earlier because without the level 4, without the Crimson Beacon, Few couldn't dodge away. He only has the Purify, and MP the King could just catch up to him. But it's different now. He has the Crimson Beacon, he has the Purify, but they're still paying so much attention to the mid lane. And there you go again. They force out the Crimson Beacon away from Few, but Kaloy doesn't commit the Tsunami Slam onto him. Now is forced to flicker away. Lansu flickers in instead though, and now Kaloy gets punished. But the free hits are here because Nosha also decides to join in the fight. Nosha trying to work on him, but MP the King has other things in mind. Nosha finally taking down Owen, and another flicker just to finish off the kill onto Few once more. 2 members are down. It's only Ferds fighting back, and the Dark Wave doesn't land.
Sidestep by Sean. Nosha gets the double. He gets 3 in the game so far. And Kyle TZ can only do so much. Too much forward pressure by Twisted Minds, pushing back Kyle TZ's Guison Shin.
And they're definitely forcing Falcons to fight in very weird angles. They don't look comfortable to fight at all. It looks, wow, man. And MP the King, while all of that is happening, is just wreaking havoc on the back line.
Oh, I wanted to see who got that, but we'll be having an instant replay from now. The team fight was split up, but it was split up favorably for Twisted Minds.
It very much was, especially since Fritz can only control so much of where he's moving, right? In the direction. Look at that! Was that a solo kill we just saw?
Got him!
It most probably was. Mega kill for Nosha. Owen jumping in, but now he's all alone. Also has the full stacks, but it'll just be a double kill for Nosha. Kaloy finally going down, but they were able to make it work already. MP the King still looking for another. Thorgo's Phantom Execution and picks up the kill on Super Marco.
All right.
MP the King. 4-0-5, styling and profiling of the members of Twisted Minds. The calculated aggression by the Lancelot, and the fact that he knows he can just trust his team that they're gonna be there, and MP the King is free to do what he wants.
We were looking for the benchmark. We were looking for where we were going to place Twisted Minds in terms of their power levels. Man, they are showing us here non-stop the domination. MP the King, looking for the teammates he's most comfortable with, I think, might have actually found one.
I can't believe he's this comfortable, actually. For him to go for such risky plays together with this lineup who knows how long have been playing together. But this is MP the King on a roll, activated, so just confident with this lineup of former Onyx 9 Lives members.
Also proves to show how busted Lancelot is.
Well, that's true. I guess so.
It's more evidence.
That's true.
And yeah, we're also being reminded how strong Kimmy actually is in the meta. One of the first decent Kimmy games I've seen in a while.
Oh, did go for the flicker. Tidal strike, but they still find the target, and that's gonna be first. They get to mount on him once again, and burst takes out AOG from Open. Might just make things happen for Team Falcons, however, because they get to take down Kaloy and Nosha. One damage dealer out, and no one from Team Falcons gets traded.
That's as good as it gets here for Falcons. At the very least, now they have a little bit of footing, right? They have a little bit of footing to get Super Marco into the mix. He's 1-1-4 right now, but it does feel like they have some firepower to at least maybe contest this next Lord.
Yeah. With all the things that Twisted Minds has done right, you cannot win everything all the time in MLBB. There's always a trade, and the trade is Super Marco got the farm relatively well. His damage is high. Few eventually got to recover.
Lord is already below half.
Kyle's here. This is bad for Twisted.
Oh man!
Will MP the King actually get it? No! Kyle Daisy will secure the Lord for his team. Phantom Execution, they're just trying to chase after first. Darkwave lands, but it's a double kill for Nosha. And that's all they can get for now. Oh my goodness.
That's a pretty good turn.
They risked it.
Yeah, that looked like veteran wiles there by Falcons. They saw that the position Twisted Minds were slightly off from protecting the entry of Kaltisi through the mid, and he was able to just go in, reposition alongside Falcons, and take that Lord away. Now Twisted Minds are just going to do what they can to open up the map before the Lord comes out for Falcons, and I think the Lord actually will not be able to get far from the base of Falcons.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as much as that was a good play from Falcons, they're severely undergunned right now.
Oh, Owen goes in, but the Thorn Rose gets to save MP the King, and it might just be a counterplay right now for Twisted Minds. Owen gets punished. Nosha just dealing the free hits. MP the King looking for a dash. Phantom Execution through first, and he also finds Pew. He's currently unstoppable on this Lancelot, and they turn things around.
MP's a real genius when it comes to this Lancelot. It is showing so far how strong it can be, and up on front they could maybe go for the finish here. But MP the King will be missing out on a few targets. Ford Rose for the dodge. Oh my god!
MP the King! Still surviving a 1v1 up against the Guison Shin. Kaloy jumping in, trying to go for Super Marco. Oh my goodness, that play even worked for Super Marco. It could have been an end angle, but Twisted Minds are still going for it. Nosha picks up the kill on Ogwin.
Twisted Minds, they are dissecting Team Falcons right now. Not just MP the King. The entire team know their role. It started all of that because Ogun with a questionable AOG. Trying to create space for a Lord that was already going to go down anyway. Trying to force something out of Twisted Minds. They have so many dashes, so many utilities to get away from the AOG. And it was just an easy response by Twisted Minds to do that. MP, basic, go in, CC immune, traceless, but at the end it's still MP. Because of that traceless entry there, which allowed MP to get a better range for the Thorn Rose and his own basic attack.
That was 100-0.
Unbelievable.
On Kyle Teasy.
I was supposed to say, Kyle Teasy had full HP before that 1v1. MP the King had probably 20 or 30% HP left. But the iframes, the timings of the Thorn Rose, the punctures, and even that Phantom Execution, I think even the basic attacks really mattered at that point. Probably also the Queen's Wings, which he has already picked up. But even despite what happened earlier, Twisted Minds, they still feel like they're definitely in the lead.
They are in the lead, definitely. Obviously, Nosha is maxed out on stacks right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
11-1-2.
Yeah, so that's definitely maxed out. So we're going to see how well Falcons actually deal and dodge out of Nosha's hits on that Granger as well. As we go into the next Lord here. This is going to be Lord number 2. It's not going to be as spicy yet, but definitely will be a big impact since Falcon's base is already open.
Yeah, it's an enhanced sword that they're gonna fight for.
Twisted Minds is really handling the minion waves well. There's a top lane minion wave that Falcons has to think about eventually. If this drags out a little bit longer, they're going to have to send someone to clear, meaning that Twisted Minds might use that knowledge to go push a little bit deeper into the formation of Falcons to push them out and make this Lord take easier for them. They still have to respect the presence of the YSS and Ogwen suddenly just coming in with an AOG, but it looks like Twisted Minds should be able to get this. It's not going to be easy, but so far it's favoring them.
Yeah. It does feel like they're just deciding to group together.
Yeah.
The Mountain Shocker is gonna get used anyway.
Yeah, the top lane minion wave is getting fat.
And Twisted knows it. They know it very well. They're playing, they're forcing Falcons to look at us, look at us, look at us. You're going to have to send someone up there. If you want to answer that, you're going to have to give up that Lord.
There you go. They find that Super Marco had to deal with the waves, and now MP the King has his eyes set on View, but View is actually somehow able to survive. Sean doing a great job just dealing the damage, then to find the kill on Kyle TZ first. Not the best pickup if you are Team Falcons. And now Super Marco just trying to look for the trades, but now it's going to be a 1v1 in the Lord who will get to secure it, however. It's going to be Super Marco, while Ogwen just does his best to zone Osha and Kaloy in the bottom lane. But it seems like this is going to be it. Sky Piercer stacks in, and Dosha is definitely picking up the kill, but MP!
Yeah, no Lord, no problem. Here comes MP the King. He's cutting off Super Marco. You cannot clear this minion wave, or at least you will try, but you'll really hurt like hell. And now we're going, it's a full mana twist, and that's going to be going down, and that is going to be game number 1.
Oh my goodness, just how composed can Twisted Minds be?
Absolutely dissected. Twisted Minds looked really damn good in that game number 1. Everyone knew their role, everyone knew their timers. You can't help but just gush over the performance of Twisted Minds in game 1.
And considering that's probably one of the fastest games today.
Yeah, and it's against Team Falcons too.
I'm a little shocked.
You're mountain shocked.
Ching, yes, absolutely. I did not expect it to go this fast, especially since Falcons actually locked in a very strong hero usually, who can usually dish out the early to mid game very well.
Yeah.
So, wow.
And they came from a sweep.
Yeah.
Yesterday too.
Yeah, they came from a sweep, and I think it also just goes to show, like, when it comes to a hero such as Glue, I think Twisted Minds approached this the perfect way. They looked at Few right away. Because if Few was able to do things regularly, and yes, he did eventually recover, but it meant that Glue was relatively undisturbed. He got his items, and then that just meant that there was no solution to that. And with everything else, you really cannot deny the impact of MP the King. The sole remaining member of Twisted Minds from the main starting 5 lineup from last season told these young bloods from Onyx9Live, saying, let me carry you guys, let me put you on my shoulders. But it wasn't just a carry, it was an overall team effort highlighted by an MP the King performance.
So many highlights.
So many highlights.
So many highlights for MP the King throughout that entire fast game. I think it was less than like 15 minutes.
13 something?
13
14,
minutes.
yeah.
A 13-minute game filled with highlights and just the consecutive perfect decision making that came in from this Lancelot. That focus on Few did affect them a lot for
Super
sure.
smart, yeah.
But even on a micro level, those small decisions, that 1v1 he had against Kyle TZ near the base, that moment, that last sequence where he decided to just pour out all his skills onto Super Marco just to make sure that there will be absolutely no one left to defend that incoming siege and that the other members of Twisted Minds would catch up to it. Anyway, I just admire how MP the King made all the decisions that he made in this game.
Yeah, when Coach Bonchan said, you know, you can style and profile, he did it to the maximum. He cranked it to 100.
Dash forward, puncture.
Wow. Mechanically, to the dot.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And this went all awry for Falcons because they were forced to fight everyone else while MP the King was single-handedly stopping Few. It wasn't easy for him. There was a moment where it looked like he would actually get taken down by Few in a 1v1. But at that point, you're playing a multiple carry setup. You have 3. You're playing around the Lancelot, the Kimmy, and the Granger. That even though MP the King is doing his own thing, you have the Kimmy and the Granger together to fight with the remaining members of the team.
This is probably why I like the idea of the Kimi and the Granger so much. Like, against the Guison Shin, for sure, like, the Kalea, it definitely will struggle. The Purifies and the Traceless that Kyle TZ has. So, it's nice to see that Twisted did not entirely depend on the setups from Kaloy. If any, Kaloy clearly struggled. Like, KDA-wise, I think there was a point he was 0-5 or 0-6. But it didn't fall entirely on his shoulders to make things happen for Twisted Minds. Individually, they were able to find openings. And more so for our MVP, MP the King. He denied one of the most important pieces of Team Falcons to find their way in this game, which is again few on this Jusin.
The thing about MP the King is he didn't look for openings. More often than not, he created those openings on his own, which is very amazing to see, especially considering, again, he's playing with 4 new members, basically.
70,000 damage dealt by the Lancelot. And alongside MP the King making his own thing, Lansu did a terrific job of just shutting down Ferds. He still walked away with being able to do 40,000 damage, but then the presence of Ferds, he was 0-7-3. This is what we talked about earlier, the glue and the Phoveus together. If you're not winning that against the Phoveus, it's a dead lane, which means that Phoveus isn't doing anything else in the map. And when he does finally decide to join in, as expected, the glue does have a slightly better time with being able to be more of a nuisance and a presence in the team fights, that Ferds can only do so much compared to what the glue on the side of Twisted Minds can do and is doing.
A big contrast as well to previous Glue games that we've had. The Glue games, previous Glue games, were not too good. This one, Lansu, he was looking for like heroes like the Zushin. That is not a joke. It's very difficult actually to front up against that and look for those small catches that allow a Glue to really be a nuisance.
So, I'm glad I said I put faith in Twisted Minds before heading into this game, because like that game number 1 was a statement, clearly a statement, because like draft-wise, clearly Team Falcons got a lot of the power picks, a lot of the good picks.
Yes.
Execution-wise, that's where it all like fell into place for Twisted Minds.
And it wasn't a 20-minute game.
It was 15 after all. It was 15 by the way.
Moving forward, Falcons really needs to acknowledge that it looks like Twisted Minds' game plan is clear. Take control of the center of the map by taking down few as often as you can. So that now that influences not just the picks. Going outside of the draft is how Ogren is going to be rotating, and how Ogren and few are talking about, hey, can you check the shrub for me? Hey, where's MP the King? Where's Kaloy? Get info for me so that me as few will have an easier time managing the weights, and I won't have to worry about like, oh, am I actually going to get killed yet again and I can't farm.
Yeah. Basically forcing few always to use Crimson Beacon in very odd moments won them so many matches. That's why we can't really we can't gush about Lansu enough as well as the rest of the squad here. And when everyone is pressured on the side of Falcons, this is the favorite times where MP the King is gonna go crazy. This is the time. This is the moment he's like, this is my time. This is my time to shine.
He did go crazy. Like
Crazy.
the Lancelot performance was one for the books. I like how they came back to the season with that kind of performance, especially MP the King. Like, I would have thought it was a bit disheartening, but this new lineup is working so well.
Let's see if it's gonna work as well in game number 2. But for the meantime, here's Battle Trips.
Maraming salamat sa ating mga casters. We are here none other than with our MPL Battle Trips. At kasama natin, walang iba kundi sina
Carl Joshua Alonso from Monton Student Leader PH po.
And of course, my name is Marcus Max from Community Heroes Creatives.
I love the energy, Hans. So we have here Carl and Marcus. Kumusta so far ang experience nyo dito sa MPL Philippines? Nandito ka rin kahapon, di ba?
Yes, exactly. Na-miss ko talaga ang Battle Trip since nag-move na ako sa Palawan. I think the last season na napumunta ako sa Battle Trip was Season 12. And right now, this is actually my comeback here sa MPL Season 16.
Like it! Welcome back, Marcos. We are so happy to have you here. Ikaw, first time mo ba makapunta or
Hindi
nakakailang
po.
beses ka na ba
Maraming
pumunta
beses
dito?
And kahapon nandito lang din po ako.
Nandito ka rin kahapon!
Day one and two po.
Yung mga kasama natin daily.
tatanungin kita ngayon, Carl. Ano ba yung mga pinaka natutunan mo? Kasi kahapon, wala yatang talks, di ba? But now, you've had more learnings about what's going on in the MPL. Ano ba yung pinaka naging memorable para sa'yo?
Yes po, yung pinaka naging memorable po is esports po is sobrang broad niya po and hindi lang po siya basta ano po, like laro po na pwedeng pasukan po ng basta-basta and all professions po is welcome po para po makapasok po sa productions and the others. Basta po, dapat po may passion po kayo and ano po, pag-igihan nyo lang po talaga para mapakita nyo po yung best nyo po.
Ano ba pangarap mo, Carl? Saan mo bang department gusto mapunta, if
Kung
ever?
sakali, napapasok ka, o anong field ang gusto mong tahakin?
Ano po, sa graphics po talaga.
Sa graphics talaga, nako, yung mga nandyan sa likod
graphics?
daw.
Merong may sinasabi sila dito, gusto daw maging host ni Carl. Pero ikaw naman, Marcos, ano ba yung favorite part mo ng Battle Trip?
Actually, since season 12, gusto ko talaga yung maging host.
Oh,
Ay, okay. Sige,
bagay!
dito ka muna. Doon ka sa pwesto ko.
Kunyari, ikaw ang host.
Okay. Sige, yan. Ikaw naman muna.
Ikaw naman mag-interview.
Sample mo to. Ito ang moment
Interviewin mo yung kasama
yes.
mo.
Okay, go.
Ayan, so ladies and gentlemen, mula sa tahanan ng mga kampiyon at pinakamalalakas na Mobile Legends Bang Bang players dito sa Pilipinas, welcome to MPL Philippines Season 16! At kasama natin ngayon ang ating mga interviewin. Nandito si Hans, si Carl, at si Oden.
Hello po! Hello po! Ang saya-saya
Ayan,
dito.
Ayan, so thank you so much. So Carl, tingin mo, dito mismo sa Battle Trip, ano yung tumatak sa'yo during the era?
Natanong na natin.
Natanong na natin yan. Ito.
Number 4,
Okay, Carl, this is actually the perfect time para ipakilala mo naman ang community heroes at student leaders para sa ating mga tagapanood. Take it away.
So ano po, ang Monton Student Leaders po ay access po sa everyone po na college students po and pwede po lahat po sumali po with our, pwede po kayo pumunta po sa page po natin na Monton Student Leaders PH po. Makikita po natin po sa FB po and you can contact naman po every campus po na may Monton Student Leaders po and make sure po na smart user po kayo para makasama po kayo sa battle trips po.
Ayan
Meron pa po.
Actually, yun nga po. Kailangan po sumali
Ito po.
po kayo sa Moonton Student Leaders po tsaka sa Community Heroes. Kasi
Apo.
marami po talaga silang mga pamigay, no? Yun po yung rason kaya nandito tayong lahat. Correct? Nandito tayo lahat.
Yes!
Ayan, nandito kaming lahat. Naku, sobrang nakakatuwa po, Marcos, na nandito po kami
Nakakatuwa
ngayon.
po talaga.
Promise.
Wow, thank you so
po.
much guys for being here today because everyone ay magsasaya!
Okay, Marcos, sabi ni Direk, throw mo na daw sa casters.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, wag na nating palagpasin pa. Ipapasa na natin to sa ating mga casters. Kaya naman, caster, paso.
Okay, okay.
Okay, that's a
That was so fun.
solid 9 out of 10 for me. You're good.
That is one of the easiest shifts Hans and Odin has ever done.
You're moving on to the next stage of the competition.
Surprise, this is actually a caster hunt.
Oh my gosh, that was so
actually-
fun. They switched roles. For context, they switched roles.
In the middle of it all.
Oh my gosh.
What the heck just happened?
He came prepared, you know?
That's amazing. That
I
was
feel like he
amazing.
came prepared.
Yeah, he really wanted it. And we know, it shows, it shows.
It's a
So,
yes.
Thank you so much for that. These are battle trips. Apparently, if you join battle trips, you can also become a host.
You can become
Eventually.
anything.
You can become anything you want. So go ahead and join battle trips. Like they mentioned, you have to be a smart subscriber to do so.
Yeah.
So, good job.
That is surreal. I can't
That
believe
was
this happened, man. I can't believe it.
We were all cheering.
We were
for
all
him.
cheering. Our mics are up. We were shouting like, "Yeah, let's go!" And speaking of let's go into the draft for game number 2.
Okay.
All right.
That man just completed a lifelong dream. He's now considering where his retirement funds will be allocated to.
The GOAT.
So proud of you.
I love it. I love it.
We hope to see you again soon, but now,
Part 3, you know. They were here yesterday. You were here today. Maybe tomorrow you want to watch as well.
wow, they banned out the Jushin themselves. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe
CC's banned out as well.
maybe not the first pick Jushin anymore if you're Team Falcons going up against that kind of gameplay from Twisted Minds, but that leaves a lot of other options open either way. Maybe
I mean, that's one of the most shocking things about the last one, where instead of prioritizing the Lancelot, they prioritized the Juicin instead. And I think that's also a bit of a heat check, because now with Falcons, they can do the same.
All darkness.
yeah, they pick up the Lancelot.
Yeah. So they go for the Lancelot this time, and let's see how Twisted Minds will handle Kyle Tizzy on the Lancelot.
Yo.
And a good response would be to just go fire with fire, which is usually what they would do. Right now, again, maybe we have the requirement open. Maybe Coach wants to say, okay, you guys can play well together with very conventional heroes. How will you do with...
How
I'm
many
just
do
kidding.
it?
Now, can we do something cheesy?
Here we go with the cheese.
So we're seeing it now.
Secure that game number 2, you know?
No, because like really, I can't tell what Twisted Mind wants to go for. Because like earlier, it's always been the Farsa Prios, it's always been the Kalea Prios.
Yeah.
Maybe they can go for that if they want to go for more common pattern, but it's okay. Fighting fire with fire.
So let's see if they're gonna show up with their own version of what else you can pair up with the Yi Shin and put it in the gold lane. Because they took out the Ruby.
Yeah.
And we got to see that, okay, there were so many factors to why the Yi Shin struggled or wasn't able to pop off as well. But I think one of the reasons we saw that is because the Ruby wasn't paired up with it. But now, this time, Twisted Minds is picking up a YSS without the Ruby. They banned it out. So does that mean they have something else paired up with it in the gold lane? We can go for something a bit more stable, though, for Few. You can still go ahead and pick up a Farsa. You're up against an Arlot. You don't have to worry about the Lancelot. Pick it up alongside the Lapu Lapu. But they're saving the mid lane pick for later. Because we know that Few does have a tendency to suddenly show up with like Valentinas, even Faramises.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
and with what they're showing right now with the Lapu Lapu and Hylos, those two will do very well with the Faramis on board.
This team is basically a collapse squad if that happens, right? So they can basically steamroll anyone who comes in their way, except maybe when there's a Uranus in front.
Yeah, they're saving their mid laners, like both of these teams. I mean, the Selena was there. I was considering it too if they want to go for a very similar pattern to then Aurora Turkey and yesterday Aurora. But it seems like they've already, or like both sides have just revealed their XP, jungle, and roam.
Yeah. So they're both really going to be playing around the mid and the gold. So Twisted Minds, rightfully so, takes away the Harith. I think Falcons will have to take away the Selena here.
Yeah.
Should make their lives significantly easier without having to deal with that. And then later on, Super Marco still has things like the carry. They can even go Bruno if they want for the sheer burst. That could eventually just mean like the Uranus would be nothing. He'll be a sponge. He can take a lot of hits, but it'll still whittle down the Uranus healthily. Then they can go Faramis Bruno or Farsa Bruno.
Yeah, especially if you talk about the fall off.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Faramis with the Valentina getting
Like
taken
what
away.
we saw in the previous series, right?
Yep.
That huge fall off near the end.
Yeah. I would like to see Falcons not pick up a Selena because historically Selena against the Uranus like doesn't do you a lot of favors because you have one guy who, okay, hit me with an abyssal arrow, I don't care.
It's like shooting an arrow to a metal chest plate.
Yeah, it's like literally it's my job to get hit and eat all of this. Thank you.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine with that. And there
Good
they
ban.
banned out the Bruno. Good ban for Twisted Minds because that definitely is one way to deal with this lineup that they have so far. So, is it gonna be the Selena ban for Falcons?
If Falcons ban out the Selena, Twisted Minds can still go easily go Kimmy and or Farsa. I prefer to see them pick up the Kimmy again. Just go for the multiple carry setup. You already show the Yi Shin. And then if you want, go for a surprise pickup. Oh, okay. Good ban on the Kimmy.
Though. Love it. Yeah.
So I think they're gonna either give away a Selena or we're gonna see Twisted Mind show up with a unique pick like Lunox Gold or another crazy gold lane pick. But nope, they are gonna be going standard with it.
So standard for Twisted Minds, man. I guess they're waiting for next maybe the next series. Yeah, but for now, obviously, it's going to be all firepower here for Falcons. They need a really solid mid.
Yeah.
Again, not surprised if it's a Paramis. And maybe a carry for Super Marco for old time's sake.
Yeah, most likely.
They will have to acknowledge that this is definitely going to be a macro approach for Twisted Minds for a huge part of the game, though. So I'm not entirely sure who they're... Well, they have the Lancelot, so that's going to be probably one of the ways for side control, for wave control that they have.
Go Layla or something. Oh, okay, so it is the
For
carry.
And-
Yeah, so another Kagura game, and I think they are thinking that this is going to be a Selena Kagura trade, as we discussed yesterday in yesterday's broadcast. That's why they ended up going for the Kagura instead. They don't have to go for the Selena. They do need something to help supplement for vision, though.
I've shed
No,
They
still-
do.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Okay, I've heard many things about Sean and his Selena. So
Good things?
Good things.
Okay.
Good things.
Yeah, hopefully so, because definitely this is a very spicy line for Twisted. If these crowd controls hit, man, Yusichin's gonna have a field day.
He has a Uranus. He has a Selena. He has all those guys setting things up for him. He has the Arlot too.
Yeah, I think the Arlot is actually going to be one of the main things I'm going to be looking out for here for the lineup of Twisted Minds. Looks a little bit better overall for Falcons because of their survival potential that they have. However, across the board, with a potential rating of early to mid game higher for Twisted Minds, does mean that because you're playing up with a Selena with you, there's a chance they could run away with this by minute 7.
Super flicker lineup for everyone though, so they're gonna have a lot of fun. If those crowd control hits, they're gonna stick. And we are gonna see if anything changes here in game number 2. I really do think that the
Welcome
crowd
to
control hits are
Mobile
gonna be so
Legends.
crucial, so I'm gonna watch out for that.
Yep.
As for Falcons though, Maltese, you have to go crazy here, man. You gotta go crazy here.
Yeah. They're gonna speed things up with Sean providing assistance to MP the King. And I feel like whatever they did in game number 1 in terms of the early aggression is very much feasible with this lineup that they have. It's an Arlot Selena that we're talking about.
Furge actually going for a Rupture alongside Few as well. Acknowledging the tanky nature of that Uranus in the front line that they're going to be seeing a lot of. And even the Arlot who's probably going to be rushing the Thunderbolt for the first item.
Yeah.
So good choice that they decided to go for the Ruptures there.
It's nothing too crazy on the emblem sets except for that.
Oh, now this is crazy.
That's crazy.
A First Blood on the High Loss, one of the tankiest heroes in Team Falcon's lineup yet. The first to fall in the hands of Twisted Minds.
I have to say it now, Kaloy and Sion so far have been playing the mid lane trade against Ogwin and Few better.
Yeah.
They're just better than Ogwin and Few right now.
And they're also capitalizing on the fact that Kagura can't really do anything at this point except throw that umbrella around.
Yeah, and cleanse and stun and do a bit of that every now and then.
Ooh. Getting ragdolled.
If that Spear of Misery was like 0.5 seconds early, imagine the connection. You'd push a Lancelot into the Abyssal Arrow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's some next level coordination we're seeing from Twisted Minds if that were to be the case. But Team Falcons, at least they're still deciding to group together. I mean, I think this is going to be the main strength of their lineup, their ability to just focus on the team fights and their capabilities in terms of that, because Twisted Minds will, in one way or another, still take some time, especially considering the Yizunjin jungle, but they're not slowing down. SOD doesn't land, but it could have been a kill for Super Marco there.
Yeah, they're speeding it up on the contrary.
Okay, never mind. It's still gonna be a kill.
Wow!
Kaloy.
Okay.
Vengeance locked in. Really understanding the limits of that hero. He knew that Super Marco would be committing the flicker and the dash over the wall, but then he just pressed that second skill quickly with no hesitation. He dashed over it, got away safely.
He didn't even have final slash back then.
No,
he was level 3.
Twisted Minds are good. Twisted Minds are really good, folks. This is what they're doing to Falcons. Again, I'll echo what I said earlier. Kaloy and Sion have been playing this better so far.
What is happening?
Oh, it was a miscalculation! And now Few is the first to fall. MP the King gets
Turn
traded
around.
out. However, a beautiful Bravest Fighter coming in from first, giving him a double kill. But if he weren't there, it could have been totally different.
Yeah, but now Ferg showing up. All right. I had a really great showing yesterday. I can't allow game number 1 to overshadow that. And coming in with the double kill is the Lapu Lapu.
All right, so we're seeing. I really thought that was going to be it for. I mean, few overcommitted as well on that Kagura. I think most of them got danced around, but the follow up here from Falcons apparently when Kaltis came in, he came in clutch.
Yep.
As good as you can get here.
Oh. So Team Falcons seem to be trying to get a lot more information now than they were in the previous minute, in the past game even. I think they do not want to be as passive anymore because it's clear that Twisted Minds are the ones setting the tempo, especially in the mid lane. So it's nice to see the Team Falcons are trying to switch things up a bit, but will they be able to translate that even in this upcoming objective?
Yeah, they're trying to speed things up, but so far it's still gonna be Falcons right ahead. Bottom though, they pick off Super Marco. That's huge.
Yeah, teamwork with Sion and the Moskov.
Oh, Lansu all alone, but he doesn't care. No one's able to burst him down just yet. SOD lands though, but now there's overturn, and the final slash coming in from Kaloy, but it's just the two of them. MP the King, Mountain Shocker will not land, but they lose Kaloy in the process in exchange of Super Marco, even though it was a bit delayed.
Yeah, earlier the target was clear, it was few. Target was clear, it was few. Now is Twisted Minds willing to give up objectives so that Super Marco now has 2 early deaths. Earlier it was Kaloy, now it's Sion.
So he was basically denied 1 minion wave as well as giving full outer turret energy shields as well as the tower over to the Moskov. That's crazy. Nausea's ahead.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm seeing the bulletproof with an early 0-2.
Yeah.
Because of Twisted Minds and this rotation that they've been doing.
Ooh, yeah.
Great pressure by Twisted, great pressure by the center of the map. And all still locked in for the objectives. Falcons still have secured the first 2 turtles of the game. Double War Axis, one of the Lapu, one of the Lancelot. Only up to Corrosion Scythe is the carry. And a Genius Wand for the Kagura. Corrosion Scythe as well for the Moskov, and a Hunter Strike only so far for MP the King, waiting on that endless battle.
Again, we're talking about like ways that Falcons can kind of just reel this back in. Kyle Teasy could be one of those things. Currently ahead in the leaderboards here for experience.
Yeah, that's what was mentioned in the How, but so far Twisted Minds, not just the CC deny, it's literally twisting Team Falcons and their entire idea of how things should be working for them and their lineup. Now it seems like they are a bit split up. They're trying to work a bit more on the macro, but it's still overall really great map control for Twisted Minds prior this upcoming objective. I can't believe we're just 6 minutes into this game.
Yeah,
Good
lots
read.
of things are actually hitting here.
Yeah, with that Abyssal Arrow, that means that Twisted Minds will get into position a little bit quicker compared to Falcons. They'll have to fast clear the mid. They do give up the position though. The Falcons has a little bit of priority, but Lansu and Kaloy are here to get the info.
Kyle TZ, he
Good zone.
is able to secure this for his team, but Nausea will not allow Twisted Minds to not get anything out of that. He's working on the top lane, and I guess Unfortunately for Team Falcons, they were able to force out the flicker from Sean as well before that engage.
Yeah, and look, because of the presence of Lansu alone, they cannot dive into the tower at the bottom. They can't push it. Initially, that was the plan for Falcons. Send the Kagura, Hylos, and the carry together to finally bring that tower down bot. Lansu just showed up, and Falcons went, no, it's way too risky, because we can't even take this Uranus down just yet. That means Twisted Minds will have time to respond and help him out because of the Dominance Ice rush by Lansu.
Yeah.
They were planning for the trade. The trade did not happen.
Arrow?
Oh, that landed though. Glorious Pathway slowing down the members of Twisted Minds, but it's just gonna be Lansu in the front lines. Sean down to half HP because of that Thorned Rose, but they're not able to convert it fully into a kill. They're still able to defend their turrets and even their lives.
So far, they're getting pushed back. So Falcons, they're not completely good getting away from this game yet. Nosha, though, is building bank. Like, he has been banking all game long. I wonder how much of a lead he already has. But so far, Falcons has been keeping the global gold in check at the very least, because they're also able to dance around with certain objectives that basically Twisted is giving up.
Wow, what's the plan here? Are they trying to go commit on Lansu? They're gonna try to pick off the Uranus. That's 4 members of Team Falcons trying to take him down, but it's only gonna be a flicker that saves him.
You made that look easy, Lansu.
And of course, Kalatizi is going to be a bit angry because of that. Put Sion almost to death.
Okay. I cannot believe my eyes. That was 4 members of Team Falcons, champions, chasing after Lansu. He just escaped with a flicker and a bit of recall.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was doomed when I saw, okay, that's the attack angle of Ogwen, but wait, Marco and Few are also attacking through the same angle. That's not going to work out. Then when I saw Ferds was the only one coming from the angle that he approached, I was like, yeah, Lansu's going to get away from this. And he did without a problem.
Oh, and Lansu right now is just standing right beside Kyle TZ, who's now
going.
less than half HP, gets caught by the final slash, but still gets the Lord. And look at how Ferds is just making things work in the backline. Super Marco finds a target onto Kaloy, might just be able to take him down, and he will. It's a double kill for Super Marco.
Yeah, I love that they tried to go for it. They tried to go near and counter Super Marco, but then again, nope.
Yep.
It hurts. He hurts. He hits like a tank.
Yeah, he was delayed. He was beaten down in lane, but he now has a 2-level gap over Nauseous Moskov. Kaltizi got the Lord, and now Falcons showing their veteran prowess and why they're living legends of the game.
That's a big turnaround here being done by the Falcons. That Lord is going to get so much in their favor. All the standing gold on the map is available for them now.
The lead's already in their hands, and they're gonna even out the map through this Lord that they've secured for themselves. It's still full HP, so Twisted Minds will really have to make things work just to be able to take this down. But Falcons still respecting Twisted Minds. Won't look for anything else other than the outer turrets.
So let's see how Falcons are going to continue this lead that they have. They should be able to. Ferds. Oh, he gets stunned. They stopped him, but yeah, they get zoned out. The members of Twisted Minds, so they get the tower in the mid lane. Map opening up now for Falcons. A stun on Lansu.
Oh, Lansu's getting shredded down, but that's a 2-man final slash. Thorned Rose, though, that has to be avoided here by Twisted Minds, but Super Marco still trying to go for it. The Abyssal arrow lands once again, but there's a yin-yang overturn blocking their path.
All right, then go for the full yin-yang overturn. That's Few playing it very safe, just providing a lot of zoning for his teammates, and now it's still going to be resulting in the Falcons' 3.5k gold lead after all that happened.
Yeah, both carries right now, the Lancelot and the carry of Falcons, have more progress in multiple avenues. For the carry, it's levels over Moscow. For the Lancelot, it's gold over Guison Shin. So despite the lead that Twisted Minds were able to build themselves through pushes, through kills, Falcons, at the end of the day, got more objectives. They've gotten all the turtles, they've gotten the single Lord of the game so far, and the towers are even leaning towards their side. So Twisted Minds were getting highlights after highlights, but they were not getting objectives.
Absolutely. This was a very low kill score game as well. Almost 12 minutes, and it's only 5-4. So they're not getting gold from any other sources except for the ones that are on the map. And don't forget, the mid lane is still available for Falcons. It's still standing.
Oh, nice Abyssal Arrow, denying that potential attempt from Team Falcons to go after Kaloy, but they're not letting go of the upper part of the map.
Yeah, if there's a way that Twisted is going to win this, it's going to be through split by that Moskov. I don't see them winning out in the 5-on-5 team fights right away. It feels so hard for them to actually do it. Super Marco is a beast right now on that carry.
Yeah, they got to use the magic sentry, so Team Falcons have already transitioned down to the Lord Pit.
Lord time.
But can Nosha make it? So arrow doesn't land, and now they're just trying to burst down the Lord Glorious Path. They already committed. SOD doesn't land as well, and Kyle TZ once again secures the Lord. Now they slowly transition to the other members, but Sean finds the kill on View, and this might be the time for MP the King to pick up a couple of kills for himself as well. Super Marco, though, also takes down Sean, but that's a 1-4-2.
Relatively easy Lord take there for Falcons, but they lost it in the kills. Sean's presence at the backline going after Few, and Super Marco met the gold laner. The carry for Falcons was not available to help join them in the fight, meaning Few and Ogwyn got taken down, and Ferds and Ogwyn, despite the zone out that they did, still lost members, and the Lord that they decided to push out for would just get taken down by Twisted quickly at the center of the map.
Them being able to isolate a single member already did so much for Twisted Minds. MP the King and the other members were just able to group up around these damage dealers, protect these damage dealers, and that was already enough.
Yeah, it seems to be. Now, the question is, how much will they need to break through this base of Twisted? Because I think they can't be too complacent yet. I think Nosha is still in a very good position here for Falcons to actually be repelled here. Especially if Super Marco is a little bit behind on the rotations. If there's anything that a Moskov can do, it's go across the map faster. So I wonder if they can do that here, while of course being on the defensive. Twisted Minds will need a lot. They'll need a big catch for it to turn around.
I feel like Nosha is choosing not to go too far away too.
Kyle?
Oh, that was a phantom execution right into the bush, but it was the right call. Kaloy gets bursted down.
Damage on this Lancelot, already too much to handle here for Twisted.
That's one combo.
Didn't even have a Hunter Strike at that time. Just had a Fury Hammer.
And it was Kaloy who got taken out. That was a Roamer. That was the Arlot.
Yeah, Twisted Minds have lost. Again, this is one of the sicknesses of a lineup that is revolving around what a Uranus can bring to the table. At this point, look at Kyle!
Oh my goodness.
That is a warning shot to Twisted that just when you thought you could win this, their carries are online.
Yun overturned. Nosha gets to dodge it though. Ferds going in for the commit.
No minions.
Abyssal Arrow doesn't land, so they will back away for now. But there's a conceal from Kaloy. It won't be able to catch up though to the members of Team Falcons. Oh my goodness, this game. Okay.
Kaloy's looking for it, man. He's looking for an opening here. It was not given away by Falcons. Just when you thought that Falcons could maybe one-shot anybody, Twisted are back on the field. They're looking. They're hunted.
Nice try.
And that nice try is a really good sticker emote for that moment.
That was perfect.
That was perfect.
Okay.
All right, so Falcons, obviously, Kaltizi is very scary.
Yep.
We're not contesting that, but it feels like it also is true on the other side, where someone like Super Marco, like Few, can get erased in a moment's notice.
I feel like Team Falcons, they're more able to move individually.
Yeah.
Like Twisted Minds, they just have to work together to make sure that they get the win, but Falcons can have multiple other angles to work through from. They get to reveal where Team Falcons are going to come from, though.
Good arrow.
With the
Conceal.
Mountain Shocker, and that's the conceal already denied. But that's the Mountain Shocker too, already committed.
hurts.
Wait, they actually get to burst down Ogwyn! Now Bird's going in with the Bravest Fighter. Will Kyle TZ also find some targets? Nosha! Might get bursted down! And Birds will find the kill! But MP the King is still alive, however. Super Marco trying to go after Sean, and MP the King are... What? What?
Action left and right. The fight got split. Super Marco got the double kill. It's 5-2 and 0. Kyle TZ got taken down because he tried to go after MP the King, who was able to use the Traceless away, committing the flicker from the Uranus to secure the kill there. Now it's Marco versus the Uranus, Marco versus the world to try and secure this Lord.
Okay, Ferds is here to provide some assistance. He's literally shredding Lanzu down, but MP the King will be able to join as well. Doesn't use the Mountain Shocker just yet though, so Falcons will be a bit more careful with this decision. They still have MP the King, they still have a Retribution holder.
They're trying to hold their Lord as well. They're trying to hold it, keep it at half. So I don't know what Guison is thinking here. Obviously, it's gonna have to be a crucial SOD for Nosha. Will he be able to come in? I don't think so. Kaltis is back on the field. It's a 5v5 again.
Yeah, first gets the info. Good arrow there onto Ogwen. SOD!
Oh, but Kyle Teasy really takes the objective. Ogwen, though, might just be the trade now. And Twisted Minds are trying to chase after them. Supermarket will fall. First is isolated. They get access to Kyle Teasy. Few will also pick up a kill, but that's going to be about it for Kyle Teasy. He's still fighting up against 3. Final slash doesn't land, and he dashes away from everyone. Might just go for an outplay, but no!
Kyle wasn't able to survive. He eventually gets taken down, but the Lord is still on the side of Falcons.
We were not ready for that to happen. We were ready for Kaltis to take it and go home, but he did not. He chose to fight. He chose to buy more time, and Twisted are now going to mount the classic defense. That Lord is going to matter so much.
That's another bravest fighter coming in from first. He gets stunned right after, though.
He wants to get the charge off. He wants to allow the Lord to charge, but Twisted Minds hold it in front of the turret, and they will stop it from charging into it.
Yeah, overturn doesn't land.
Oh, wait a
SOD
second.
will. Nosha doesn't go in. Nosha doesn't go in. Oh.
What a game!
Okay.
All right, take a quick look at the items. Dominus Eye still on the way here for the Arlot. Oracle and the Blade Armor both for the Lapu Lapu and the High Loss. Blade Armor on the Uranus has also some of the damage eventually coming back to the carry. Every time he's trying to help whittle Lansu down, it's the reflect from that. There's a Divine Glaive on the Selena as well, which is why every time we see an Abyssal Arrow land, Sion is able to make a lot of damage. Worth it, especially onto Ferds and Ogwen, who do have magic defense items, but Sion just hurts that much.
He just hits like a truck as well.
Yep. This is gonna be such a tough challenge for Twisted Mind. They're up against veterans. Late game decision making is gonna be put to test. But Kyle Teasy doesn't land the crucial skill. But Mew! He's the one who gets to land the crucial skills. A pick-off onto Nosha. The perfect pick-off for Twisted Minds.
What the heck? Speaking of veteran experience, just casually remove the enemy gold laner at 19 minutes.
That's a 7-year-old umbrella. And it still got bite.
It's got a bite, man. I barely saw it, so I like the skin. So maybe that's why.
That's the goat's goat for ya.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. That's tower down.
Yep, another bravest fighter from Ferds as well. Yin Yang Overturn will be used onto Kaloy, but he gets to vengeance his way out. Kyle Teasy received the Abyssal Trap. And now there's the Mountain Shocker. Could they actually go for it?
Flicker!
Lots of flickers in. Thorn Rose, though, deals enough damage. There's another attempt from Fuel. MSOD! Nosha will try to go for it. Super Marco's down! And he's not going for Fuel!
No way!
Nosha is not innocent. He's guilty of a turnaround.
They find the Abyssal Trap! And it's a shutdown for Sean! This is looking to be it for Twisted Minds, but they have to wait for the minions. But it's only Kyle Teasy. Can he make it happen?
He's gonna try. He's gonna cut all the way in, but looks like that's not gonna be the case here. We've got a minion in the field, and the game in the hands of Twisted Minds is 2-0.
They start off their Season 16 campaign with a sweep of Team Falcons PH. 4 members of the MDL Philippines Season 5 championship winning roster. And MP the King have swept Team Falcons.
Kyle Teasy didn't know.
That was...
He didn't know. He didn't know. The minions were right beside Twisted Minds.
There was a minion hiding there.
There was a...
I swear, I didn't see it. Did you guys see it? It's like they summoned the minion out of thin air.
That game was... All in all, it was... Everything that happened there was just so unbelievable. Props to Team Falcons for that fight. Still, we saw the veteran experience, but... Oh my goodness. Sean, Kaloy, Nosha.
They definitely put on a good show. This is as good as any debuting team has ever done. in the MPL Philippines so far.
Yeah.
At least for the longest time.
Yeah, that is definitely up there in best debuts. You sweep Falcons and in that fashion. Again, he's not innocent, but Nausea was guilty of a turnaround.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
Insane. Insane mechanics as well from our young players.
Hashtag plot twist.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
Our mouths are open. Let's see what they're gonna have to say about this.
First match, also their first win. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners,
Twisted Minds!
What a start, Nosha, Kaloy, Sean. Welcome to your MPL moment. I'm sure you're feeling good about this win. Unahin na natin, man, Nosha. I can't believe I'm seeing this. What a spear. Dun sa dulo na matchup that sealed the deal. How does it feel na after, grinding from the amateur scene, right at the MDL, nandito na kayo ngayon and first match, kuha nyo kagad ang first victory?
Lagi kami inaalalayan ni Coach Bon na kaya naman talaga namin sumabay, pero hindi niya inaya na lumaki yung ulo namin. Parang lagi niya lang sinasabi na basta labanan nyo lang, i-treat nyo lang na scream yung laro, ganun. Tapos maging humble lang lagi, yun lang. Kaya yun.
Sobrang gandang performance ang pinakita nyo ngayon, no? Sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, sila ang MDL champions sa ating former season at talaga you guys performed well. Kasama nyo rin dyan, of course, si Lansu na nagbabalik sa MPL PH stage.
Lansu,
welcome back. Kumusta naman ang pagbabalik mo? Ano yung pakiramdam na nandito ka na ulit sa MPL stage?
Hindi na po ako kinakabahan. Excited na po eh. Kasi gigil po akong bumawi eh.
Way back season 10 was, I believe season 10, season 11, right? 12. Okay, so season 12 was that time na nandito ka. Ano bang dapat i-expect ng mga MPL fans from you from season 12 na ngayon nasa season 16 ka na ulit?
Ang laki po talagang pinagbago ko kasi basta po, mali-mali yung ginawa ko. Yung season 12. Ngayon, babawi talaga ako.
Itatama mo na yung mga yon, Lansu.
Mali-mali.
At isa pang gusto ko matanong, si MP the King.
MP?
Of course. MP.
Ano po?
Among your team members, ikaw lang yung nasa Twisted Minds ngayon na main 5. How are you feeling na sila ngayon ang kasama mo na alam mong buo na yung chemistry nila na 4 tapos ikaw nakasama nila?
Parang magaan sa pakiramdam po kasi hindi ko naiisipin yung chemistry pra. Kumbaga ako na yung magbe-blend in sa kanila.
Love it. I love the idea. And I guess, Coach Bon, we're going to close this one out with you. Because, from what we saw, all of the times that you've been coaching, you've been with, very familiar players, you've been with a lot of names that have been household in the MPL scene. What makes this roster of Twisted Minds quite different na handa kayong maipagsagupaan for season 16?
Unang-una siguro, nung una ko silang ma-meet, sobrang nainigab ako sa gagawan nila.
Wow!
And bukod pa doon, pangalawa, may kanya-kanya silang motivation. Lahat sila mga breadwinner ng kanya-kanya nilang pamilya. Kaya malalim ang pinaghuhugutan nila.
And with that being said, that inspiration led to their victory. Once again, your winners,
Twisted Minds!
What a victory, what a statement, Odin. Ang nakita natin from the Minds as they get their first victory right here.
Talagang may pinapatunayan agad ang mga members ng Twisted Minds. And with that, let's see kung ano pa ang sasabihin ng ating mga casters.
Just so amazing. I was very warm. A very warm interview from Coach.
Yeah.
And a very enthusiastic interview as well from our newcomers and the returnees.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, Lancey coming back from his stint at MPL Philippines Season 12. And in his own words, I made a lot of mistakes and I want to make up for it. And in Coach Bon's words, the first time I met them, I fell in love with their moves in game. And that Selena definitely has some great moves from
This is why
Sean.
I told you. I heard good things about this Selena.
It is good. It is good. Absolutely. Sion, which apparently is what is supposed to be pronounced to be as, did exceptionally well here. Again, Brigida was bringing that up, right? Where it was like, you're surprised where the damage is coming from. It's a little surprising, especially if you're the one on the receiving end of this.
Falcons did find their way back though. Like, even despite that early 0-2 for Super Marco, when they were able to find the right timings, it was so hard for Twisted Minds to fight back, especially given how well Ferds just played this Lapu Lapu, which is why we were saying that he was clearly on the road to redeeming themselves after that previous game. But no, it just took some time for Twisted Minds to realize that they really need to work together a lot more, because I feel like in game number 1 there were a lot more individual calls that weren't bad, but this lineup required them to really go hand in hand. Oh, this was oh my goodness, this highlight. It was so close.
Yeah, there was a Kyle Teasy freestyle, baby. And there was just so much that he had to do to actually turn it back. But look at this, beautiful.
I was already watching out. I was already scared. Once I saw there was still a green dot on that Moscow, I was like, oh no, I've seen this before. I saw this in Malaysia. I saw this in other countries. It might happen again. And it did. It was a Moscow play, and that's something you always have to watch out for when you're up against a Moscow. You're fighting outside the enemy base, and the game is still close enough for the other team to turn it around, and you are all so low. You all have to spread the hell out and make sure that if one of you is gonna get hit by the SOD, only one of you is gonna go down.
Yeah. The call to do a flicker in from Lansu 2 was just so great, because they knew that the SOD was up, they knew that Nosha was gonna get back in the game, and that they could still go for the chase. And that's where they finally found the way towards ending the game. And I think the surprises didn't even end there. It was the way, in even how Kyle TZ tried to go for that defense. I feel like he assumed the minions weren't that far deep into the base just yet.
Or there was like one piece.
Yeah, but
I was hiding somewhere.
Because I was wondering why he went for that like angle.
The supercut to the back, right?
Supercut to the back. So.
I don't know, maybe he saw something move in the grass at that point. I can clown on my own Falcons, y'all.
Oh, that's man.
True. My Falcon Sky heart is broken. But as one of the proponents of the guys pushing for #plot twist, it's also great to see. Like, I got my wish. Twisted Minds look good, yes, but I will cry later for my Falcon.
For sure. We'll see Renmar in the corner somewhere. But yeah, there you go.
Who was that?
It went pretty early.
Well, some guy in the crowd.
That's probably a crowd. So we're seeing, right? We're seeing the efficiency of our newcomers.
Yeah.
Since yesterday, apparently, has been really showing off and popping off. And yeah, what we're seeing here is definitely a possible change in the paradigm. Or a big paradigm shift of who is actually strong. All of our power rankings have gone down the drain because of this. Just because of, like, you know what they say, right? ML is circular.
Yeah. the only thing I've gotten wrong so far about my power rankings is my estimation of AP Bren.
AP Bren.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I was looking forward to seeing Twisted Minds and how well they're going to do. Contrary to what we said earlier, it was MP the King saying, I don't need to worry about chemistry because it's only up to me to blend in. So MP the King has put the weight on his shoulders to adapt to Twisted Minds, which is why Twisted Minds look so careful because... not careful, but look so good.
Yeah.
Because with Onyx 9 Lives now just thinking, all right, you guys have your chemistry. Don't worry. I'm going to make sure that I can blend in and adapt with you guys. That's a huge statement coming out from MP the King.
Yeah, he blended in so well. I know it's just like day number 1 of us seeing Twisted Mind, but if you're able to take down Team Falcons in your first match, then what more can you do?
We were talking about like a good benchmark for Twisted Minds here. What more than a Titan of MLBB getting getting felled by them. And that's right.
Yeah, felled.
Felled.
Yeah.
Felled is an actual word.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to their future now.
Yep.
We don't have like a newbie team that has a 0 standing. We are in a very different era of MLBB right now.
Yeah.
It's just giving me chills.
Oh,
Down
Aurora's
this
down there because they only have one match for the entire week. So we'll see them again next week.
Yeah.
But they unfortunately had to lose in their first game. So yeah, the newcomers, they're all just showing up.
Well, no newcomers are going to be playing today. It is going to be our two MSC reps, our top two teams definitely in the whole league so far, who are facing each other here in their first matchup of MPL Philippines. It's Onyx Philippines versus TLPH.
The main event for Superfans Saturday, and I'm so excited.
Oh boy!
Like, is TLPH still on top form? Has Onyx figured out the things that they wanted to figure out that a lot of people were pointing out online?
Yeah.
So many questions, and I can't wait to see the answers.
This is it. This is it. I hope you guys are ready because, like, we've seen them recently, a few months ago, but
yeah, we
how
flew
are
with
they gonna
them.
fare?
We did everything, you know. we saw Carl T sleeping on the plane. We saw them win, lift trophies, crush gold, and everything, and go on camels.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Now we're gonna see them back on home soil. I'm so excited to see what they're gonna do here.
Yep. The Baby Cakes duo, the KK connection, like what's new from these teams? What have they changed? What have they improved? I feel like there are just so many questions, so many people looking forward to see how they've developed in that short amount of time that they had right after MSC heading into MPL Season 16, because so many new players are just showing up. They're exceeding expectations. And for these two teams, we already have our set expectations. So how is it going to fare for them?
Yeah, if you were Onyx or TLPH watching there earlier, for sure, you're gonna have some thoughts, which I'm sure we would love to hear later on. And everyone else watching, again, it feels like the power dynamic of the whole league has shifted just a little bit, and we're gonna have to wait and see whether or not one of our top two teams are gonna be able to balance it back on. Throw it over to the Hal for this one.
Welcome back to the Howl, and I've enjoyed that series so much, not because of 2-0 series, but because of the fact that the rookie magic is still there. So we learned another set of 3 things today after that series. First, and most importantly, the rookie magic that we saw. All right. Yesterday, we saw one rookie in Ferds win and actually become the MVP of a match. That also happened with X-Nova just earlier on. But now, it's 4 of them out of the X-Onyx 9 Lives players, now part of Twisted Minds. They have showed us a wonderful series, even up against a team that won yesterday and actually won a lot of championships afterwards in Team Falcons. And I think this is just very good for the league because it just tells us that even in the amateur scene, we can find good talent. Now, we're talking about Twisted Minds and their Twisted Tutor. Tutor is a word that actually is used in MLBB from the Philippines and even internationally when you pick the enemy heroes that pick the heroes that your enemy picked in game number 1 and use it against them and win with it. Exactly what happened in that series. And maybe it's because of the genius of Bonchan, or maybe it's the bravado of the members of Twisted Minds, but because of the action that Uranus with the flicker to get kills, to get initiations, a lot of dashes and a lot of outplays that happened between two teams, we saw that this is really a good way to show the first match for Twisted Minds. And last and most importantly, this is the Twisted mindset. And you'll see that even when they're half HP, 1/3 HP, as long as there's 5 of them, as long as they have stuns, as long as they have their ultimates, they will fight. We press on. That's what we knew and what we learned from Twisted Minds, and that's what made them win this series. That has been my analysis of that series. And for now, we are going to be heading on to a break. See you next time.
GG bro! Don't worry, be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now! Enemy alert. Your scalp gets 1.5 times greasier, causing dandruff. Get triple anti-dandruff power. Supercharge with clear.
Pang-marinade!
Panggisa!
Pampasarap!
Ang daming ititimpla!
Luto mo yan with Knorr Liquid Seasoning.
Mula luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, panalo ang luto mo. Di abutan dito! GG bro! Don't worry, the only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now! Enemy alert. Your scalp gets 1.5 times greasier, causing dandruff. Get triple anti-dandruff power. Supercharge with clear.
Pang-marinade!
Panggisa!
Pampasarap!
Ang daming ititimpla!
Luto mo yan with Knorr Liquid Seasoning.
Mula luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, panalo ang luto mo. Di abutan dito! GG bro! Don't worry, the only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now! Enemy alert. Your scalp gets 1.5 times greasier, causing dandruff. Get triple anti-dandruff power. Supercharge with clear.
Pang-marinade!
Panggisa!
Pampasarap!
Ang daming ititimpla!
Luto mo yan with Knorr Liquid Seasoning.
Mula luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, panalo ang luto mo. Di abutan dito! GG bro! Don't worry, the only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now! Enemy alert. Your scalp gets 1.5 times greasier, causing dandruff. Get triple anti-dandruff power. Supercharge with clear.
Pang-marinade!
Panggisa!
Pampasarap!
Ang daming ititimpla!
Luto mo yan with Knorr Liquid Seasoning.
Mula luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, panalo ang luto mo.
Uy, bawal yun. Mabiwan tayo. Oy, coach, ang ingay mo, coach. Mark, ang lakas ng boss mo, Mark.
Ayun na.
Naan ka, Perd. Aray ko. Ay, bad trip ko sa akin. Tagal mo nga yung salamin ko, mukha akong lolo. Ikaw nga, Mark, salita ka nga, bilang ka nga. Hindi, 1 to 100. Coach Pla, pangingay mo ah.
Hello. Check ping. Galingan natin tol ah. Parang hina nila sa akin. Grabe ka sumama sa akin, coach. Nagbabalik. Game. Focus guys ha. Pre, tama na sila. Tayo naman. Patunayan nga natin guys na kaya natin makipagsabayan. MP ha. MP, tulungan mo kami. Pre, tinatawanan ako ni MP. Pre, wag mo ako tawanan pre. Focus pre. Nice one. Per. Baka ano yun tayo. Pre, baka pang sibol lang tayo. Nakachamba lang tayo. Let's underestimate the enemy, okay? Pre, tignan nyo yung nanonood sa atin, kalahati ng pamilya ni Nosha. Kaya nga, full support eh. Naka-echo pa yung isa mong kasama na siya. Nakakatakot yan. Ano nga pre, MPL mode nga. Pre, motivation nga tayo. Ito na yun. Ito na yung future natin. Let's go.
Di abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Enemy alert. Your scalp gets 1.5 times greasier, causing dandruff. Get triple anti-dandruff power. Supercharged with Clear.
Pang-marinade! Pang-gisa! Pampasarap! Ang daming ititimpla!
Luto mo yan with Knorr Liquid Seasoning.
Mula luto tong plato, sarap panalo! Luto tong plato, sarap panalo! Luto tong plato, sarap panalo! Luto tong plato, panalo ang luto mo!
Uy, bawal yan. Mabiwan tayo. Uy, coach, ang ingay mo, coach. Mark, ang lakas ng boss mo, Mark. Ayan na. Naan ka, Perd. Aray ko. Ay, bad trip ko sa akin. Tagal mo nga yung salamin ko, mukha akong lolo. Ikaw nga, Mark, salita ka nga, bilang ka nga. Hindi, 1 to 100. Coach Pla, pangingay mo ah.
Hello. Check ping. Galingan natin tol ah. Parang hina nila sa akin. Grabe ka sumama sa akin, coach. Nagbabalik. Game. Focus guys ha. Pre, tama na sila. Tayo naman. Patunayan nga natin guys na kaya natin makipagsabayan. MP ha. MP, tulungan mo kami. Pre, tinatawanan ako ni MP. Pre, wag mo ako tawanan pre. Focus pre. Nice one. Per. Baka ano yun tayo. Pre, baka pang sibol lang tayo. Nakachamba lang tayo. Let's underestimate the enemy, okay? Pre, tignan nyo yung nanonood sa atin, kalahati ng pamilya ni Nosha. Kaya nga, full support eh. Naka-echo pa yung isa mong kasama na siya. Nakakatakot yan. Ano nga pre, MPL mode nga. Pre, motivation nga tayo. Ito na yun. Ito na yung future natin. Let's go.
Di abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Enemy alert. Your scalp gets 1.5 times greasier, causing dandruff. Get triple anti-dandruff power. Supercharged with Clear.
Pang-marinade! Pang-gisa! Pampasarap! Ang daming ititimpla!
Luto mo yan with Knorr Liquid Seasoning.
Mula luto tong plato, sarap panalo! Luto tong plato, sarap
Uy, bawal yun. Mabiwan tayo. Uy, coach, ang ingay mo, coach. Mark, ang lakas ng boss mo, Mark. Ayun na. Nakan ka, Perd. Aray ko. Ay, bad trip ko sa akin? Buko. Tagal mo nga yung salamin ko, mukha akong lolo. Ikaw nga, Mark, salita ka nga. Bilang ka nga. Hindi, 1 to 100. Coach Flap, ang ingay mo, ah.
Hello. Check, ping. Galingan natin, tol, ah. Parang hina nila sa akin. Grabe ka sumama sa akin, coach. Nagbabalik. Game. Focus, guys, ha. Pre, tama na sila. Tayo naman. Patunayan nga natin, guys, na kaya natin makipagsabayan. MP, ha. MP, tulungan mo kami. Pre, tinatawanan ako ni MP. Pre, wag mo ako tawanan, pre. Focus, pre. Nice one, per. Baka ano yun tayo. Pre, baka pang sibo lang tayo, nakachamba lang tayo. Let's underestimate the enemy, okay? Pre, tignan nyo yung nanonood sa atin, kalahati ng pamilya ni Nosha. Kaya nga, full support eh. Naka-echo pa yung isa mong kasama na siya. Nakakatakot yan. Ano nga pre, MPL mode nga. Pre, motivation nga tayo. Ito na yun. Ito na yung future natin. Let's go.
Di abot ang dito! Defeat! GG bro! Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Enemy alert. Your scalp gets 1.5 times greasier, causing dandruff. Get triple anti-dandruff power. Supercharged with clear.
Pang-marinade! Pang-gisa! Pampasarap! Ang daming ititimpla!
Luto mo yan with Knorr Liquid Seasoning.
Mula luto tong plato, sarap panalo! Luto tong plato, sarap panalo! Luto tong plato, sarap panalo! Luto tong plato, panalo ang luto mo!
Uy, bawal yun. Mabiwan tayo. Uy, coach, ang ingay mo, coach. Mark, ang lakas ng boss mo, Mark. Ayun na. Nakan ka, Perd. Aray ko. Ay, bad trip ko sa akin? Buko. Tagal mo nga yung salamin ko, mukha akong lolo. Ikaw nga, Mark, salita ka nga. Bilang ka nga. Hindi, 1 to 100. Coach Flap, ang ingay mo, ah.
Hello. Check, ping. Galingan natin, tol, ah. Parang hina nila sa akin. Grabe ka sumama sa akin, coach. Nagbabalik. Game. Focus, guys, ha. Pre, tama na sila. Tayo naman. Patunayan nga natin, guys, na kaya natin makipagsabayan. MP, ha. MP, tulungan mo kami. Pre, tinatawanan ako ni MP. Pre, wag mo ako tawanan, pre. Focus, pre. Nice one, per. Baka ano yun tayo. Pre, baka pang sibo lang tayo, nakachamba lang tayo. Let's underestimate the enemy, okay? Pre, tignan nyo yung nanonood sa atin, kalahati ng pamilya ni Nosha. Kaya nga, full support eh. Naka-echo pa yung isa mong kasama na siya. Nakakatakot yan. Ano nga pre, MPL mode nga. Pre, motivation nga tayo. Ito na yun. Ito na yung future natin. Let's go.
Di abot ang dito! Defeat! GG bro! Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Enemy alert. Your scalp gets 1.5 times greasier, causing dandruff. Get triple anti-dandruff power. Supercharged with clear.
Pang-marinade! Pang-gisa! Pampasarap! Ang daming ititimpla!
Luto mo yan with Nor Liquid Seasoning.
Mula luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, sarap panalo. Luto tong plato, panalo ang luto mo.
Di abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Enemy alert. Your scalp gets 1.5 times greasier, causing dandruff. Get triple anti-dandruff power. Supercharged with Clear.
Malakas, Pilipinas, malakas, kahit anong lane, we become the monsters. Malakas, Pilipinas, malakas, face the golden sun and repping for the 3 stars. Look at us, to the top, no ifs, no buts, winning any game, para to sa PINAS. Di mo matitinag aming boses sa new level, nasa kalye man o mobile, you know I become a legend. Listen, open fire, we unite, we winners, but with pressure, like diamonds are made of. Switching the lane na parang gera, HP racing may reseta, but kakatang buhat ni Hilda, full dong SS parang Laila. Susundan ko ang iyong bakas, kasama pataas, tagumpay natin to, dahil tayo'y malakas, para sa Pinas. Nasa amin ang alas, hindi to atas, kinikilala sa taas kasi kami ang malakas, para sa Pinas. Nasa amin ang alas, hindi to atas, kinikilala sa taas, ganito kami sa Pinas. Laging MVP, no surrender, no retreat. Pag nagsama-sama, just imagine what we can achieve. Laging MVP, no surrender, no retreat. Living 100 on my all, cause we just cannot be defeated. No retreat. We are unstoppable, immune and invulnerable. Ready ang equipment, lahat frozen, mala, crowd control. Pakita on the jab, east to the southeast. Taas ang matawag, proud and loud, cause every enemy we devour. Susundan ko ang iyong bakas, kasama pataas, tagumpay natin to, sa taas kasi kami ang malakas para sa Pinas. Nasa amin ang alas, hindi to aatras. Kinikilala sa taas, ganito kami sa Pinas. Malakas, Pinas malakas. Kahit anong tumas. Malakas, Pilipinas malakas, face the golden sun and repping for the free stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, reunite with the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, reunite with the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, reunite with the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, with the stars.
It's not enough for me, so we go to number 3. It's the third match of today here in week 1 of MPL Philippines Season 16. I'm Rockhart alongside the Red Mars of the Cruise, and of course, it's Wolf.
I'm not gonna howl. I'm not gonna howl.
You're not gonna?
You're not gonna.
I save it. I save it for those segments.
All right. Okay.
Isn't
okay.
that like the only reason we got him here? No, we're kidding.
No,
we're kidding.
but he needs to save up his howl fuel. Bro, it's good to have you back on the English
Oh
desk.
my God! I wanted to say that, dude.
Yeah.
This feels okay. This feels at home. I guess that's what I'm
There it
saying.
is.
Right?
Yeah,
There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah.
We're speaking in English. We're talking to the international viewers, and I believe that the humor in this desk is totally different from the Filipino desk, right? So
Yeah, it is.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you said the exact same thing in the Filipino broadcast. So which one is his actual home? I
You
don't
heard that,
know
yeah.
anymore.
We heard that, but we're gonna
No,
find
good to
out
have you back, dude.
eventually how the Wolf is gonna adjust here in the English stream. Hopefully, you guys have also followed him all throughout his journey. He has been doing everything in MPL Philippines.
So it seems. And by the way, big shout outs to the restreamers. They're always there, right? They always go for the English broadcast. So I don't know if Mirko is watching right now, but yeah, shout outs to Mirko and other streamers out there.
I don't even know if he's casting in Indonesia right now because MPL ID is going on.
You're right.
He could be casting.
Could be.
Yeah, He could be busy today. But then, yeah, very grateful to all the restreamers. Hi, guys.
Yeah, and if the restreamers are watching last game, they were like, their minds are probably still on the floor.
Oh my
And they're
God.
picking it up
Oh my God.
because, oh my goodness, 2-0 for Twisted Minds against
Oh my
the
God.
Falcons.
Yeah, that was so unexpected. Again, Falcons guy, I'm hurt, but as one of the plot twist guys as well, it was great to see a young squad show up. But then we gotta acknowledge it's Sanford and Carl Teasy, Kelra and Super Friends. It's Team Liquid Philippines versus Onyx.
Man, these stingers catch me by surprise.
Dude, I love those.
They're
Yeah.
screaming at us, and I would say everyone else at home is screaming, it's Onyx Philippines versus Team Liquid Philippines right here in week 1.
Yeah, I think that actually feels more personal to me especially because of this matchup. I was there, the front row last season. Was on the losing end, but it was fun. It's a great game 7, and come on, man. It's the goal. If you get defeated by the GOAT Carl TZ, you're actually okay.
Yeah.
You'll feel well. You know.
Yeah, lose to anyone else, it hurts. Lose to Carl TZ,
Yeah, it's
Okay. It's still the golden rivalry, right? It's still the rivalry that has been built up from how many seasons now, and TLPH definitely coming out on top, at least by very close as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think recently, because of the performances from Onyx, it feels like their recent record has overshadowed their past success, which is quite saddening to see, but it's also understandable. When you're up there, people are looking forward to the fall. For the longest time, Liquid was not up there, and then it took them a long time to grind back. Even Carl TZ said it himself. He had to lose a lot to get back to this form now.
Yeah, as a famous rapper once said, it took a long time for them to recover, and it took, with what you did, I'm still having a hangover.
Wow. All right.
It's something that a famous rapper has once told me, and it
Wow.
still sticks
Told
with
you.
me.
Told you.
Yeah.
Personally.
It hurts me, and especially in that sense.
Yo, well, what are we on right now? I'm in the middle seat. Wolf is back.
Still, glimpses of what Onyx still is.
Yeah.
Again, you kind of forget how strong they are when faced off against the top-notch teams. Like, I know the international teams are probably watching us and they're like,
Yeah.
whoa. In that last game, was that actually rookies? It's like-
Well, I'm still, when you're talking about hangover, I'm still hungover from that previous game, but I think we have to really put ourselves in the space where we are now going to be looking at the top 2 teams so far in the Philippines.
At least in the world, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the world. I would say that there was a little bit of, there's a little bit of an itch for Onyx Philippines, particularly because they aim to really bounce back against TLPH in the grand finals. Unfortunately, they weren't able to make it through after that battle against SRG. And even the Onyx PH players themselves, they're saying that they haven't really shown their top form during MSC. It kind of sucks that in the biggest, the grandest stage, you don't really give your 100. You can't just, unleash your 100% because that happens sometimes. There's just some tournaments where you're not just super duper locked in. There's something holding you back, and that's what the Onyx Philippines felt. But now for Team Liquid, I wonder how they feel now because I think that this is their first match after winning, and not only that, it's only been two weeks since MSC, so
It feels like a long time, yeah.
I don't think that they have found their rest yet. you know?
They had to climb a crazy mountain, and the next thing you know, you're back in the Philippines, where they have said, sometimes it's really so much tougher back home compared to internationals. It's like,
right.
There's no rest for the wicked at all.
Honestly, it feels like, when you're Philippine team versus MSC teams, it feels like a different story. It's like Olympians going down and visiting the humans.
Oh, yeah.
And then now the Olympians are back among the gods.
The Pantheon. They're back in the Pantheon,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy to paint where they've just battled SRG, one of the obviously top teams around the world, but then in the grand final, but then they come back home and they face up against their rival. A reunion that we really wanted to see, a matchup that we really wanted to see. So it's crazy to think that after MSC, there's another big headliner.
Yeah.
2 weeks after, Yeah,
it's like we just won the title, we beat SRG, you come back home and you're facing off against Onyx right away. It just paints the picture of when you're some of the best teams in the world, instantly when you go back home to your regional leagues, there's so much pressure on you.
Yeah.
And even more so for these two, because Team Liquid are now officially on the Golden Road narrative.
Ooh.
Every step they have this
right.
season, every match they have, is a step towards potentially fulfilling the Golden Road if ever they make it to M7. While for Onyx, it's also a heavy weight on their shoulders to show the rest of the world that, guys, we're still really damn good at this.
Yeah.
We may not be the gods of the game anymore as we used to be in M6, but we're still one of the best teams in the world.
That's right. Remind me, you need to get 2 MPLs.
Yes.
2
The
MPLs,
MSC.
MSC, and
All right.
M7.
So there's still, they're very close, but it's still like 50% as of now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then what's standing between them and that Golden Road is not only Onyx Philippines, but also the rest
The whole
of
league.
this league. Oh my God, with what rookies like dominating like previous champions, like, oh my God.
Which again, what makes it even crazier, it's like you have the entire league in front of you, but then your first step, all right, what we got to do first for Golden Road? Onyx?
Champion right away.
Right away?
Yeah.
That's difficult. So, which is why we get so excited for matchups such as these, which is why the arena has filled up to the brim.
Oh my God.
It's fully packed house because they know the weight of a matchup between Team Liquid and Onyx in the Philippines.
It's really heavy. The atmosphere is intense. We also saw some mascots coming into here, which we don't usually see. And everyone just preparing their chants already at this time.
That's right.
I can really feel like it's a big homecoming, right? It's a big homecoming for all of us. It's a big homecoming for the fans, where they can welcome Onyx and Team Liquid back into the home of champions.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. To make it even harder, Team Liquid has this thing. They have this pattern where it's always the odd season with them. 11, 13, 15, and every even-numbered season is where they sort of crumble.
Yeah. It seems like they become champions, they perform in the international tournament only to struggle in the following season. And I would say that this is not really about Team Liquid. It's more of, hey, I'm being honest there. I think it's more about the league, not actually Team Liquid PH.
Yeah.
Because here's the problem when you are in the Philippines. If you're the top, they always look. They always want to counter what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And that has been the thing. I think the only, I would say, successful back-to-back championship was the Blacklist International one, where they thought that, teams started to craft things to kind of counter them, but they also solidified their own strategy and did it back-to-back seasons and then corrected along the way. But apart from that, it's so difficult to pull it off in the Philippines because there's always someone to try to defeat you.
Yeah, basically under a microscope, everything you do. But now we'll go and use a different microscope. Let's throw it over to our All Access.
Maraming salamat sa ating mga casters cavalry. I wanna hear you scream! At walang iba, andito ka na naman. Everyone, please welcome ang Mima ng lahat, Mima Doors! Mima, alam mo na to?
Yes!
Kamusta ang feeling na champion na naman ang Team Liquid?
Syempre, alam mo naman, nakakakaba pa rin ngayon. Pero alam namin, makukuha pa namin to ulit.
Alam mo, feel ko hindi mo na kailangan yan eh.
Hello?
Kasi, hello? Ay, meron na, okay. Simulan na natin to, Mima. Ano bang ituturo mo sa amin ngayong araw?
Syempre, yung natin, ang chan talaga ng Team Liquid. So, alam na rin ng mga Cavaliers yun.
Okay, pahingi nga ng sample. Pahingi ng sample.
Let's go, Liquid! Let's go, Liquid! Let's go, Liquid! Ayun. Tatlo lang muna, babe.
Cut na daw yun pag ano. Alam mo, Let's Go Liquid has been very much a classic na nagaganap ever since nandito ang MPL. Paano ba dyan sa kabila, Odin? Kamusta dyan?
Alam mo, Hans, parang nakukulangan daw sila sa energy niya. Di ba, Sonics? Royce! Alam na nila kahit hindi mo ituro Parinig naman. Paano ba magiging mga Sonics?
Season na to no? Kailangan ba ituro dito? 1, 2, 3, and O! N-I-C! Onic! O! N-I-C! Onic! O! N-I-C! Onic! Let's go, Super!
May buff kasi. Nandito yung mascot nila na si Sonic. Hans! Meron pa bang ilalakas daw ang TLPH Cavalry?
Men, parang sample naman.
Naku naman. Naku naman.
May lalasa tayo.
Meron yan. Meron yan, di ba?
Men, kailangan talunin.
Teka.
Hindi tayo mag-cheer, okay? Sisigawan lang natin sila in 1, 2, 3.
Hoy! Eto yan, go! TLPH Liquid! TLPH Liquid! TLPH Liquid!
Ay!
Hiningian nyo kasi.
May ganun sa dulo.
Ayan na, Odin, paano ba yan? Nakita nyo naman, di ba?
May ganun sila sa dulo. Okay, for the last time, Sonics, magingay!
Let's make some noise! Wait lang. Sonics, what time is it? Let's go on it! Alright, let's go on it! Let's go on it! Let's go on it!
Grabe talaga ang energy ng mga Sonics and complete pa ang kanilang props. Hans, what do you have to say about that?
Naku, ano yung sabi mo, Mima?
Parang ano lang, gaya-gaya. Charot.
Ano ba naman yan?
Charot lang.
Ano natin? Guys, para lang magkalinawan kasi ako magbabasa Sino mananalo sa laban na to? Nako, mahina.
Ano yan, guys?
Do it again. Who's gonna win this match?
Liquid!
Parang pwede din dun sa kabila. Dito naman. Who's gonna win this match? Well, one thing is for sure. This is the star match of the night. Team Liquid going up against Onyx Philippines. Casters, inyo na to.
There you go. We weren't kidding when we said we saw a mascot there.
Oh my God, the energy. Dude.
I love it. Live chant piracy.
the great display we've seen so far.
They just started copying each other's chants.
Oh my goodness. No, I love it. Mima Dars has been a staple. I think, how long has it been?
I started seeing Mima since like season 10, I think.
It's been years, man.
Yeah, so season 10 during the Echo era.
Wow.
It's been like 6 seasons. So if you have Carl TZ the GOAT, Mima is the GOAT community leader.
I thought you were gonna say the goatee.
The goatee.
He's not. But yes.
The goatee.
So we're gonna talk about TLPH now.
All right.
So TLPH, obviously, we're seeing The all-star, RTZ. He has absorbed. He is.
Come on, man.
He's worn it. He is the GOAT.
Yeah, he's embraced it. It's that is all. That is pure aura, folks.
Oh my goodness. That's so
on.
much aura.
We saw MSC, and MSC wasn't the competition.
Yeah.
It was a coronation for the GOAT. No longer the young GOAT, although he's still
pretty young.
He's just the GOAT now.
He's just the GOAT now. And I think it was the performance that ended all debates.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no one that can ever argue against Carl TZ being the GOAT.
Yeah. You know, what's funny about that is that Carl TZ's GOAT status, every time when it's brought up and hotly contested, that's when he wins something to shut everyone up. M4, he was like, no, I'm still the GOAT. Sweeps Prime Blacklist, becomes the first ever 2-time world champ. And then when everyone's talking about like Kelra, King Kong, all these names popping up, suddenly Carl's like, all right, let me finally win MSC.
Let me complete Mobile Legends.
Let me complete Mobile Legends. He has medals to go to boot. Man, this is his Magnus arc at this point.
Yeah, all the Freds, they were completely shut off. No one is countering anyone. He unified the whole MLBB nation.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's funny because for the longest time it was like when someone talks about Carl TZ as the GOAT, some other people will bring up names.
Yeah.
Now it's the other way around. When someone brings up a different name in the debate, everyone just goes, no, it's Carl.
Quiet down?
Sit down. It's Carl TZ.
Maybe 10 more seasons. Maybe what? 3 more? How do you actually out-GOAT the GOAT? How will that even happen, dude?
Too many things. You gotta do too many.
You gotta get what? Twice of what he has?
Yeah, double.
Minimum.
Oh my goodness.
That's gonna take a few years. So let's throw it over here. Let's throw it on the stage.
The golden rivalry for Season 16 is about to begin, starting with the Sonics. Kirk, King Kong, Super Fritz, Brusco, and Caldra, Onyx, Philippines! Making their way into the arena, the defending MPL Philippines and MSC champions, Sanford, Carl TZ, Sanji, JP, and Oheb, Team Liquid Philippines! And our marshals for this titanic matchup, it's Joshua, JJ, Patrick, and Jubin. And the coaches to represent the two teams, Coach Why Not and Coach RC. MPL Arena, will it be Onyx? Will it be Liquid? Magingay!
Here we go. This is the biggest match of the day so far. It is Onyx Philippines first off. Again, coming in third in MSC. These are the teams that a lot of people really have their sights on for the past year.
Yeah, you have Kelra and King Kong, and you saw that nobody's safe from the mullet. Nobody's mullet-proof, even Brusco, as you saw. Apparently. But this is a team that really wants to perform against Steel Page because they have to bounce back.
Yeah, but up against them is a team that I feel like this photo just fully encapsulates what Team Liquid is right now. Multiple time world champions, in their own right. I feel like this is the most realized version of Team Liquid we've ever gotten, with Sanford, Sanji, JP, Oheb, and Carl TZ now just fully embracing a lot of the things that were either thrown against them or just put on their heads and say, yeah, we are this, and this is the reason why we're the best.
Yeah, it really feels like they realized their full potential the moment they really stepped into the ring together as a team. And so far, very few people have actually been able to counter it. And Onyx Philippines is going to be, it feels like a gargantuan task.
Even the top teams really just bow down to Team Liquid. I mean, there was no contest. Onyx Indonesia, Onyx Philippines, SRG, all the other teams in MSC, they looked like they had no chance against Steel Page when they played against them.
Yeah, and so far, it's going to have to be another proving ground here for Onyx Philippines that they are still the world champions, which they are. They are the M6 world champions, and they're going to have to prove it once again And in order to do that, it's one step at a time. And their first step is a big doozy, to be honest. It's already against the current MPL champions and MSC champs. Let's see what Wolf has to say about this as we go into the...
Welcome to The Howl. This is Wolf presenting you the Infinix keys to victory. It's Onyx PH going up against Team Liquid Philippines, and we know that this is the star match for today. But before we start, I think both of them needs to focus on this. And I know that this is gonna sound a little bit personal, and probably you're gonna be smiling after hearing this. But both teams should have the XP lane hero with a better laning stage, and whoever has that will win. And I'm gonna leave it up to you to actually understand that. Now for Onyx Philippines, what they need to do is to watch out for TLPH's death mode, even if TLPH is down -1. Alright, so that might be a very difficult sentence to understand. But basically what I'm trying to say here is, even when TLPH has one of their heroes picked off, you still have to watch out for their rain gauge. TLPH is notorious on knowing how much damage they can employ and if they can still team fight afterwards. So -1 against TLPH doesn't mean so much. If you don't understand how the team fight should go, you should not fight against TLPH. The first turtle also needs to be secured. That has been the problem for Onyx when they faced up against TLPH before, and that has always been the problem of other teams when facing up against TLPH. That's something that Onyx has to, that's something we need to see from Onyx today. Now for TLPH, the champions, it's not that difficult for them. They have to just force Onyx to go greedy with their farm-heavy heroes. For the jungler, for the XP lane, as well as for the gold laner, the cores in the game, it's sometimes a problem for Onyx Philippines when they go greedy, when they go farm heavy too much. They spend so much time farming that they lose the early game. That's something that TLPH can force against Onyx Philippines. And now, it's gonna be very simple again. Flex the champion's aura. Win the game from the mental battle itself. And I'm sure that the casters and all of you guys already understand what that means. So let's not elaborate further. Let's head straight into the draft.
And there you go. That was a fast teleport being done by...
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that. Are you Goku or something?
How do you after, I wasn't there in Riyadh, but I learned how to clone myself during the meantime.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. They just do this.
So there's another wolf running around?
Yeah.
Is he shirtless?
Let's not talk about that, please.
We're in public, brother. Okay, so we are going to see a community poll here, of course. It's still a question of who is the best gold laner in the league.
Yo.
I can't believe we're seeing this, but we are seeing Kelra and Oheb still on A and B. Are you Super Marco or are you Netski?
Oh, I love how Netski made it to the poll, dude.
Hey,
I love
if
that.
you're not voting for Netski, what do you even know about Mobile Legends?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
There's only one choice and it's clearly D.
I think everyone is just very happy to press D right now in the comment section.
Oh my god.
Are you guys doing that right now? I can see you.
I love it. Hopefully it becomes a running joke with the community.
Who's the best gold laner? Is it Kelra or Oheb? No, it's Netski. What are you talking about?
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, we gotta do something if Netski actually wins that poll.
Oh yeah,
We
gotta do something.
Maybe
Like,
wear Netski masks or what?
there needs
Or
to be
something like that.
At least a graphic for it, and then we gotta celebrate that.
We gotta celebrate that
100%.
for sure.
So social media team, you know what to do. Make the poll already. And right, so far, it's always going to be a question of who can... It's always been a question of whether who can carry the team better.
Yeah.
Who's a better team player in that lane.
That's... You're right.
Yeah, and that's exactly where the debates have been at now,
Big
where
debate.
people are saying it's clearly Kelra as the better individual mechanic gold laner. Then you have Oheb as the best team fighter, team player gold laner. Super Marco and the best individual sheer mechanics of it. So there's like different categories for it now.
And don't forget, Netski for everything.
Netski for everything. Yeah, 100%. The most complete gold laner, I would say.
The full package.
The full package.
But did you see his grade, by the way? It's 100% from the contents of what we were doing when we were interviewing. Like, they had to rate like their aggressiveness, their objective taking. He's the only
he's the only player that has 100% rating overall average
for himself.
Wow.
They graded themselves. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
That's confidence.
That's confidence. Hey, by the way, when we're just talking about like the top 3 gold leaders, and I'm gonna make this very quick. Kendra was asked in some other content piece, and he said that it's between him, Innocent, and Oheb. And he said like someone, I think Innocent's best at laning, and then when it comes to micro skills, Kendra mentioned himself. And then when it comes to the team fighting, Kelra mentioned it was Oheb. But when I did an interview with Kelra, guess who he said was the best gold laner that he ever faced?
Marky.
That was actually Marky. It is Marky.
It is Marky.
It is Marky.
We miss Marky. If you're watching Marky, play soon again here.
Yeah, come back.
Come back
home. Come on.
Come on.
We need you here.
We're going to draft for game 1.
We need someone to challenge Nets.
That's true. Yay.
Okay.
Okay, so here on the first one, Arlot's out, Yisun out, all the usual suspects are gone.
So
Sushin.
Yeah. Sushin, Kimi, Farsa, those trades.
Yeah,
doing it.
Sushin is like, or probably Lancelot.
Oh yeah,
actually.
right. Yeah.
And yeah, we want to see King Kong in action with the Lancelot.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you pick Zushin or Selena? I think it's much better to pick up the Zushin now for TLPH.
There it is.
Okay, and then probably Fredrin.
Oh, right away.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
Oh.
CC.
CC.
Okay, they go for the CC instead. I think they still do have room to pick up the Fredrin.
Yeah,
they can
you're
just
right.
slot it in later at red 3.
You're right, actually. So yeah, that's okay. What do you now answer again with the CC? This is always tricky because there's no Arlot. I just hope he's not Phobius.
I was about to say, what about Phobius?
Come on. Don't give me the. Okay, that.
Or is that matchup like you can kind of reserve it maybe for later?
You reserve it never.
You reserve it never.
That's too personal for me, you know.
Yeah.
What do you pick? Do you just get the Lapu-Lapu, I guess?
Ready to engage.
Hylos.
They go for the Brusco pick?
Yeah, that's a flex pick. That could be a Kirk hero. That could be a Brusco hero.
That's true.
Yeah.
Man, Kirk has been, his pool has really been tried in the recent games that he has been playing at.
Yeah.
I talked about the Fredrin earlier. It could already come in here.
Yeah.
But they also don't have... Oh yeah, that will be their jungler already if that's the case. And they'll manipulate the draft so red 4 can go to Oheb.
This is also where you count. Like, I think it's obvious that you want to get the Fredrin now. But you also...
No Freddy today!
Yeah.
No Freddy boy!
Yeah, they're not going tanky.
This is... I would say this is not like a TLPH kind of composition where they pick up a Joy and then a CC because they're both farmers. Usually when you go for a Joy, for let's say Carl TC plays the Joy, you go for sustain heroes on Sanford or playmaking heroes, not a farming hero.
Yeah. CC is one of those aggressive options that you put in the EXP lane, and I think this is a little bit more telegraphed now because Onyx can expect, okay, TLPH will most likely want to get up the Moskov, so then you start drafting around, okay, what else can we pick to give Moskov that difficulty? They take away the Hilda, also respecting that as a potential JP pickup.
That's right.
As good as it is for messing up jungle rotations, it's also good at defending its own jungle.
Yeah, I like that they're so well-rounded as well because a lot of people tend to forget JP is still in the ring. You know, when you go talk about people like Oheb, like Carl TZ, and Kelra, man, gotta watch out.
What a surprise would it be if the Franco was the choice here for JP? You know, in that they just wanna they kind of wanna destroy the jungling pattern of King Kong, and having the extra vision and obviously that guaranteed stun against the Lancelot actually works. But we've seen a lot of Kufra in the past 2 days, so that can also be a JP choice here. Still banning the Phobius.
All right, still respecting it.
Okay.
Look,
You're taking that personally.
I was there, man. I saw his game.
Yeah, he was actually watching my stream.
Yeah, I was in the hotel room. I was chatting in his chat. I was like, oh, the pain.
Bro, the pain. The pain. But that still opens up the Lapu-Lapu, by the way. So it's still open for Onyx to take. Has decent synergy with the Lancelot, especially if you already have the Hylos. You already have the contact hero, you have a vision hero, so you're allowed to get a secondary initiate with the Lapu-Lapu. But at the same time, it does not completely stop the Joy. So we'll see.
What about Lapu on the other side, though? No, they have CC already.
Yeah.
Sorry, never mind.
I mean,
dude, they'll just go Granger here, right? If you're TLPH.
Yeah, if you're gonna play it safe, you already have the Joy with you anyway. Either the Granger or the Moskov are the picks that I want to see them consider.
Yeah.
Considering that whatever else is left for Onyx is gonna be someone who could dive close. It would be really nice if you could get someone with that extra bit of knockback. So that's why I'm leaning a little bit more towards the Moskov. As long as it's someone with a Purify, I feel like. So they do lock in the Moskov.
Very greedy. Very non-TLPH, but we'll see. So it's the Bruno and the Badang. All right, pretty basic actually if you think about it. Like the Badang just works versus the Joy, Bruno versus the Moskov. Now JP, what do you pick up? Oh my goodness!
All right, I was hoping for
I was actually thinking about this. I didn't want to suggest it because I don't know if it can work. But the idea here is, you don't have a Selena anymore in combination with Joy for the leash.
Yeah.
So instead, you look for other sources of possible leash, which in this case, Joyhead provides.
Yeah, I was looking for maybe a chip, but then I realized, oh, Badang. Never mind.
Oh, wow. Jawhead. You mentioned greedy once that Moskov comes out. This is even extra greed. However, if Team Liquid can get the ball rolling real quickly, this could slip out of the hands of Onyx very fast.
Yeah, this greed is good. 99999.
Oh, yeah.
As we heard from the Howl, from whoever said that, the first turtle is the most important hero for Onyx. The most important.
At least for this matchup, right? Not all matchups. But in this one, I feel like it has a special place, right?
And most importantly as well, we mentioned that they should not go for greedy cores, which in this case, they only have one, which is the Lancelot. Bruno as well as the Badang in the EXP lane, they can go fast.
Welcome
and that's
to
what they need to do
Mobile
so far.
Legends.
Two checkboxes ticked. Yep.
Let's see if they can accelerate this even further, as TLPH are going to be facing off against a Bruno on the bottom side of the map. Let's go with game number 1 and see what's up here.
Exactly what Wolf mentioned earlier about the leash. You actually see the Jawhead leashing for the Joy at the orange pit. So a little bit faster rotation. Hopefully we don't see a JP moment of accidentally stealing the buff. We will not.
Why do you have to bring that up again?
No, because it's a clear running joke.
It's
with
a
the community
documented,
now,
it's a documented phenomenon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Because it actually changed the tide of the game.
It's a paranormal activity.
Yeah, it was. Oh, okay.
If only it happened once, right? But no.
Oh, Oheb getting
Look at
the
that.
first gold grab. That's super duper important here for Oheb.
Yep, especially going up against that Bruno. A stun on the Jawhead. JP takes a brunt of the damage from 3 sources, but still holds on. That reduction of damage under the turret helping him out.
A little bit of shielding as well coming in from the ejector will definitely be useful. But for now, it is going to be a bit of stalemate. We do see that Kelra is a little bit ahead, or at least going more forward here, maximizing that Bruno range.
This is interesting because I think that it should be Oheb that's leading when it comes to the gold. But Kelra leads the XP. And I'm only saying this because of that gold grab. That is actually a mini objective in this lane.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to see, obviously, nice attempt on the top side. Just a bit of the gut check to see if Sanford is on his toes.
Yeah.
Mr. Finals MVP himself.
Alright, so far, it seems like Onyx is going to get the first start here at the Turtle. Cartesi already forced to use the electrifying beats. Slow and steady is Liquid, but Onyx are hell-bent on getting this first Turtle without that much of a problem, and it goes to the hands of King Kong. JP gets stunned up, fist crack, everything thrown at the roamer. JP gets a flicker away. Sanji still fighting out because Sanford throws a curtain call. Brusco gets brought up, but Brusco gets away. And Team Liquid Philippines looks like they'll be able to find a trade through Kirk. First blood for JP.
All right, so we got a bit of an advantage here. You have one of the keys to victory already checked off, but they gave away a kill.
And what's important here is that Brusco seems to not have forgotten the matchup of the highlights at the joint, was able to outplay with the stun. However, Kirk unfortunately got dragged down twice, and that was actually Ejector as well as the Lucian Lift. And that's a difficult scenario to be in, and we know for sure that Kirk didn't have the flicker during that moment. That was a first turtle fight that Onyx kind of lost in a way because I guess the EXP as well as the gold from kills, especially on an XP lane, matters in the first few minutes of the game.
Yeah, and after that, Team Liquid Philippines were also able to get a camp in the bottom part of the jungle for King Kong. They have a 600 gold lead. So yeah, it's like a soft loss, though not too big of a win by Liquid.
Yeah, Team Liquid definitely got a little bit of gold, but it's still Onyx who are ahead, at least in the bush check category here. You don't want to face that if you're TLPH, at least not now.
Well, we know that Onyx strength lies in the early game, and it seems like there's a little bit of a double lane maneuver there coming out from Onyx, helping Kelra out, and then even Brusco guarding this retreat coming out from Kelra's JP.
JP's in front.
You know, he actually denied literally 1 minion because of that, and that matters. Like an inch of an advantage between these two gold laners matters so much.
And that's what you expect when you're seeing some of the best teams in the world fight it out here in the Philippines. It's a game of inches. That's why it's important to be Ocho Gahaba.
That's right. And that's like, is that inches or feet? At this point, it feels like it's feet for Ocho G. You know, we're gonna see. Sorry, that's not inhumanly impossible.
That is
so here's turtle number 2. How important is this one, though?
Yeah, this is as important as the first one in a way where it's more about the hero kills, and it's not like whoever gets the retribution of the turtle automatically like gets the advantage or the tempo. It's whoever wins the post-turtle fight.
The turn.
Yeah. Both of these two teams, both very good at the turn right now as King Kong pulls his beetle away. JP, already second skill out, should be coming back relatively quickly. Keller in a good spot. Brusco already brings out the glorious pathway. That's going to be a stun, and everything thrown at Sanford. And the XP laner gets taken out, but Carl TZ is here. He doesn't secure. It's actually Brusco who gets the turtle, and Carl TZ, JP, and the rest of Liquid have to run.
That was so good. Did you see that Super Friends reposition?
Yeah.
Just refuses to give up that feathered airstrike.
Still fighting it out. JP takes a lot of damage as Onyx will be able to break down the mid lane turret of Liquid in 5 minutes. Liquid traded out up top, but it is a favorable trade for Onyx in the middle.
It's a favorable trade because that's their MO in this particular game. They want to take the neutral objectives first because they have the Bruno. They want to siege as fast as possible, and getting a turtle and then a turret with a kill on top of it, that actually makes their tempo really good. However, because of what OHEB decided to do with this split push, TLPH still holds on to the lead.
Glorious pathway, JP gets spotted out. Although he tosses Brusco, but right away the feathered airstrike by Super Friends, keeping the members of Team Liquid at bay. Sanji shows himself in front of them. Kirk takes the brunt of the crowd control and damage, but Liquid will not go for the heavy contest and chase onto Kirk.
Yep, Onyx game plan definitely got messed up a little bit there, but they seem to be holding steady. Again, if Kelra, as long as Kelra is still alive, looks like they are still going to keep that fight going. Brusco making sure that he doesn't go down, but again, they're going to get forced back. It's 4-man for TL.
And seems like what TLPH is doing is to develop an allergy against minions, because that's what they're literally doing right now. They're fast clearing the minion wave. Then right after that, they are forcing the issue against Onyx. You can see like JP just standing in front of Onyx, like just being really aggressive.
Carl uses the electrifying beats to help clear the middle minion wave. Team Liquid cannot seem to find a big opening against Onyx right now, who so far has been able to break Liquid apart slowly in these team fights by throwing everything they have at Sanford right away when they see him.
Yeah, I think at this point it feels like they kind of accept the fact that we're not going to win a team fight here. We might have to split. Sanji!
No, he's going to be able to get away. No feathered airstrike burn. Carl TZ sees Kelra. He's going to burn him down. Oh, the stun, the slide tackle. Stopping the flow of Carl TZ in that fight, and it looks like Onyx are going to get all 3 turtles for this game number 1.
And the good thing about here for Onyx is that they're not overreacting to the split push. They're okay by trailing behind by 1,000 gold, because what really happens is that King Kong is farming anyways, and Kelra as well. So this gold lead from TLPH is more about the other players of Onyx. So Kelra and King Kong, they're okay. So this is, you know, it is 1,000 gold lead, but it doesn't really mean that much. Like, if you're looking at the gold right now, it's pretty even between like the Moscow and the Bruno, and obviously this Lancelot and the Joy. Only 400 gold ahead.
It's like an equilibrium has been reached here, and we might see a tipping point very, very soon, depending on who actually messes up. But no one is actually committing any major mistakes here.
Yes, Sanford whittles King Kong down low as Carl TZ has actually stolen away the orange buff of King Kong. So again, the game of inches. They're building advantages slowly because they're not winning in the fights, but Liquid are trying to win it through map control. But good balance by Onyx to send Kelra up top.
I think that was the big, you know, the breaking point, I would say, between the leads. I think now Carl TZ is leading versus King Kong.
Okay, they spot him out. Curtain Call already dropped down, but look at the discipline between the two. Kirk spots out Sanji, throws out the fist crack, and Super Prince with a feathered airstrike to back him up, but it's not going to be able to take him down. Sanford takes a lot of damage. He gets stunned down, locked down, and everything in between. Kelra takes down Sanford, and Liquid back off yet again. Focus on Sanford. It seems like it's a very clear game plan for Onyx every time they spot him.
And what an exchange, what a rally between the two teams. One makes a move and another, answers right back with even a spike or even just a short ball, even if it's still flicker. Dodges coming out from, ult dodges coming out from Sanji, but then Sanford getting taken out. The battle of the golden rivalry is just about like making the moves right after doing one.
Yeah, minimum mistakes being committed here. I would like to remind you that was kill number 3 at 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
but
there were so many close calls.
So
right?
many close calls.
Plays that's happening.
It's like physically they're in Manila, mentally they're all still in Riyadh. Like still they're thinking it's like we're still in MSC, guys. We can't mess up. Guys, relax. It's only week 1 of PH. Wait, we're back home.
It feels like a $3 million USD game. I know,
that's right.
I know what you mean.
That's right. It's like so I think the champion of MSC is like $1 million and then 500K for the second placer, right?
Yeah.
So that is what the gravity of this best of 3 series feels like.
Conceal of JP gets spotted out. Onyx going ahead to rush that Lord. Carl TZ close by. Who's going to be able to win the Retribution battle? It's King Kong! SOD connects though. Here comes Oheb. He joins in. Brusco takes a lot of damage, but Kelra, the damage of this Bruno!
Oh!
He slide tackles forward. He finds JP. He finds Sanji. That's 2. Kurt with the wall.
Oh my
Kurt with the stun. Kelra with a kill. Triple kill for the Savage. He's going after Oheb, but Super Friends finds Sanford.
And that was really the defining fight of this game. That Lord fight that Onyx Philippines have won with Kelra. Won a little bit of a fadeaway with a side tackle and then flicker in to get 3 kills. And obviously you did not see him from the fight, but Super Prince was able to outplay Sanford afterwards with the help of King Kong. And then Kirk, landing that block.
Sanji gets taken down. Kelra with another kill. 5 kills for the gold standard.
And they're not done. They're still going. I don't think they want to finish this right now.
Yeah, Glorious Pathway, JP taking a bit of damage, 1,000 per hit, and Kirk with the combo! The tower falls and Krautizi can only try and deal damage as King Kong secures the kill off to Sanford. Onyx are already looking to end it here. Only 3 members of Liquid, but the Lord's marching up top.
Ouch. That's all I can say. We still have Lord on top side. They need to deal with this.
That is the 3rd item Malefic Gun coming out from Keller. That's why he's able to attack from behind the wall.
Really good distance.
Really good.
He's maximizing the flickers, the slide tackles really well. And I think at this point, Team Liquid Philippines have not mentally adjusted to what you just brought up. The fact that there's already a Malefic Gun on this Bruno.
Yeah, there's just so much that they need to answer. The shift is also so sudden.
Yep.
It feels like Kelra's untouchable here. How do they actually deal with this? They have to sacrifice so much to be able to reach this Bruno.
Well, for TLPH, I think the clear win condition for them that's left now is the split push, which it seems like Onyx are, like I said earlier, they're not overreacting. They're allowing Oheb to go for the split push, go for the spear, even the SOD. Even if it connects, they don't overreact. They don't just jump onto the Moscow.
Oh, that's loud.
And now we're back in a little bit of a quiet moment, but Onyx Philippines are already preparing for the second Lord.
Yeah, that second Lord is going to be so crucial now. Now, if the first Lord did this much damage, imagine how the next one will, especially with a complete lineup for Onyx. So they need to kind of just make it strike the balance, they need to contest this. No way that TLPH doesn't contest this next one.
Yeah, right now.
Look at the little bit of freeze here coming out from Onyx. They're not fast clearing the waves. They're actually using their feathered airstrike on the heroes of TLPH. But after that now, with 11 seconds left before the Lord respawning, they have prepared.
Looks like the prep's all done, and looks like they can actually just ride these minion waves to victory if they want to.
Almost fully built already for Kelra. Already has the Magic Blade, so on the way to the Rose Gold Meteor, gonna help him if ever Carl TZ does get to him. The sheer damage of this Bruno just might mean that JP actually uses the conceal and they're gonna close the gap. Brusco gets the brunt of the crowd control and all the damage. They're trying to take him down, but Sanford takes a lot. King Kong takes the Lord. Kelra takes down Sanford, while Carl TZ and JP Sanji trying to get away. Kelra flickers forward! Double kill for the gold standard. JP down, OM down, and that is a wipeout for Onyx. That is game for Onyx Philippines.
With conviction, Onyx Philippines finishes off at 13 minutes. Very impressive game. And a good start for the Sonics.
The first key to victory for Onyx was to not draft farm heavy cores or greedy cores. I mean, Lancet's pretty greedy, but if you have the Bruno and as well as Badang on your side lanes, that means that you're not taking up so much time when it comes to the farm. In fact, they were trailing by 1,000 gold, but like we said, it wasn't really a big 1,000 gold lead because it's not in the right hero composition or not the right heroes.
More like it's more like a balance, right? That
Definitely.
1,000 gold lead, it felt like there was a balance ongoing on. It was distributed very well. And then they only had to tip it to one side.
That's right.
For anything to change.
The second key to victory for Onyx was to get the first turtle. That's what they did. After the second turtle fight, they also won it. Most importantly, that first Lord, that was the breaking point of the game. That really blew the game wide open for Onyx to take.
And the MVP of the game is Kelra. Not to say that it's like Onyx cannot escape the Kelra is carrying the team allegations, because the only reason why Kelra was able to carry the team is because the rest of the team did their job so incredibly well. And yes, he walks away with a 7-0-4. His timing, his entry, the key moments were perfect. He maximizing the gap closers that he has, knowing that he has the advantage. But you can't also take away the efforts of Kirk and Brusco, who I feel like I haven't seen them disconnected in quite a long time.
I mean, obviously it's a Badang and Hylos combo. It's not the most difficult combo to pull off, but this time they're up against JP, who's actually, I would say JP's locked in. The way that he positions himself and the way that he uses the ejector, fronting for the team and timing himself when he provides the vision is actually pretty good. But this was the clash. Look at that fade away from Keller, then the flicker afterwards. He goes back to the fight, gets a triple, and then on the other side of the team fight, as Kirk lands a good fist break initiation with the flicker as well, it was Sanford getting taken out by Super Friends.
Yeah, and overall, you can really not doubt how beautiful that is, man.
Good Lord, I feel like it's poetry in motion. This is why Onyx Philippines dominated a good amount of late 2024 and early 2025, and we're seeing them back in some of their best form, in their best showing. And on the other side for Liquid, I feel like we're seeing the fruits of the labor that they've chosen, which was built around the idea of being greedy.
Why does it look like when Kelra is playing the Bruno and he's getting his ball from behind, it looks so smooth, but when I do it, I wouldn't be able to get the attack off afterwards.
It feels like, I agree.
It's just built diff. Oh my goodness.
When I play the Bruno, when I catch the ball like that, it feels like I'm still doing 300 damage, you know? Not critting for 1,000 like what Kelra did.
Yeah.
He's doing it so smoothly, the ball animation feels like it's lagging behind.
He attacked, so Easy jumped onto him when he was like, what, 70% HP or 60%. Actually puts Kelra out to 40%. Kelra attacks Easy twice, goes back for the ball, and then still managed to get an attack off. It's probably the power of the Quantum Charge in combination with the Malefic Gun that allowed him to catch up to Kautizi. And obviously the timing overall, the damage output, and of course it's Kelra. It's a gold standard. He said that he is the best gold laner when it comes to the micro aspect of things, micro mechanics, and we saw a full display of that.
Yeah, you cannot doubt that right now with what he showed off here. It's always so impressive to see a gold laner being able to time their flickers and their dashes for offensive capabilities.
Yeah, not just waiting for like a moment to actually, get out of harm's way.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Kelra is. He has been known as a Filipino savage for it. And I just have to remind you guys, this was 2-1 at 9 minutes. And we are 13-2 when it ended at 13. So the amount of bodies that hit the floor in the span of 4 minutes is unbelievable here.
Yeah.
You know your classic college or high school games of MOBAs where let's farm first for the first 6 minutes and then let's fight afterwards. Let's get our first item and then our ultimates and then let's fight. I think that's what
poetically happened in this game. It's like Onyx and TLPH just wanted to go to their critical mass when it comes to like items, and then when they fought, it's gonna be up to who's better at the micro mechanics.
Yeah, and it really felt like it was like Team Liquid were dragged into a window that they weren't completely ready for yet.
Yeah,
because Onyx had to pull the trigger. They already got the 3 turtles, so they needed to force that. Team Liquid also understood like, yeah, we can't just like play this passively. We need to try and make something happen. Unfortunately, Onyx were ready for those moments that Liquid decided to fight.
Yeah, and this was so scary because I think at minute 10 to 11, it felt like all the fights, Liquid was just backing off. They weren't actually like throwing fire with fire. It was,
and I think it's mainly because of their draft choices here. And like I told you, this did not look like a TLPH draft in a way that obviously Joy is played by Team Liquid, Moskov is being played, CC is being played, but all of them three together in one draft. That looked like a, it's a very good. Actually, it looked like an Onyx
draft. Yeah, I was waiting for you to say that.
Onyx PH and an Onyx ID draft.
Yeah,
but. It didn't look like Team Liquid are comfortable in this kind of composition. I know that they operate in a way where there's only one greedy core. Even when Carl TZ is playing the Joy, usually the Granger is being picked up by OHIP, and then there's a playmaking hero for Sanford. But in this case, they got 3 greedy heroes, which is really, it doesn't look like an identity that Team Liquid have built.
Yeah, if they're already going to be playing with the Moskov and the Joy in their team, and okay, you say you rush to CC, then for me, even though I get why they picked up the Jawhead so that they could leash for the Joy faster, at that point, that puts all the pressure onto Sanford, and you're not going to expect a CC to, no matter at what point it is in the game, to hold down the front line getting vision. It's so impossible to do that, even if you have the Vengeance.
That's right. That's why it felt like even the Gromer was ready here for Team Liquid Philippines. So I guess they're going to have to maybe just reel it back in, go back to real form. We'll see if they do that. Before that, throw it over to All Access for now.
Maraming salamat sa ating mga casters. Ngayon, nandito tayo. Ay, kailangan pala i-downplay ko ng konti kasi medyo seryoso ang kasama ko ngayon. Walang iba kundi si King Kong. King Kong, kamusta naman?
Goods lang.
Mabuti naman. So, speaking of which, kasama natin ang Onyx ngayon. Fated Finals rematch nyo ng Team Liquid Philippines. Ano bang meron sa TLPH at bakit? Sila ba favorite mong kalaban?
Sila, as of now, sila.
Okay, why TLPH?
Kasi para sa akin sila yung team na na sobrang solid ng nabuo na chemistry, tapos feel ko na-explore nila ng mabuti yung meta na to.
Guys, ano yung pinaka natutunan nyo as a team being part of that second runner-up finish na nakuha nyo nitong MSC 2025?
Sa mga natutunan namin, first of all, yung importance ng bonding ng buong team. Kasi before MSC, parang feeling namin kinulang kami sa bonding. Napag-usapan naman namin yun eh. Tapos yung about sa pag-practice namin, yung way ng pag-improve namin, na-realize namin na meron pa pala kaming pwedeng idagdag sa mga gagawin. Tapos, ayun.
Okay. I like it. Pre, tayo? Magsanggang dikit tayo kasi ito na yung bonding natin eh. 'Di ba? At least bonded na tayo for life. Gusto ko pang malaman more about an aspect kasi may dinagdag sa inyong bago. 'Di ba? Asa na ba si Ryota? Kamusta naman?
Okay lang.
Yan. Anong feeling na nagbabalik ka dito sa Pilipinas at kasama mo ang different Onyx, same but diff para sa'yo? I wanna know about your experience tsaka kung paano ka napunta din dito ulit.
Na-feel ko ngayon na syempre masaya kasi komportable na ako agad kasi close ko naman sila. Tapos yung language din.
Sige. Paano ba natin mapapatunayan, King, na close kayo?
Ito no.
Oo nga. Sige. Buhay na patunay na yan. Okay. So with that being said, itutuloy ko na. King Kong, alam mo na, sinabi ko na to sa'yo. Ryota, ikaw ang magiging referee namin. Pwestuhan na natin.
Dapat tama ang form.
Ano?
Dapat tama ang form, tama rin yung muka.
Okay.
Game.
Bruce Bopper, sabihin mo ang rules.
Paano yung tama muka? Yung rules, wala yung bawal yung gigil.
Okay, bawal ng gigigil. Okay, mahirap to ha. 2, 1, go.
Lost Sir Hans.
Men legit, Sigma battle pala to, men.
Hindi ko mapangitan ha.
Kailangan relax lang. King, kamusta naman, King?
Okay lang.
Anong favorite mong numbers sa electric pan? 3. Anong paborito mong pagkain?
Chicken.
Happiness or chocolates?
Chocolates.
When is the best time to get chocolates?
Anytime, anywhere.
Day person or night person?
Night person.
Saan mas magandang mag-beach?
Saan mas maganda mag-beach? Ano yun?
Konti na lang, matatalo ko naman. Konting tanong pa. Pogi ba si Kirkon?
Sobra.
Anong favorite na mas recommended mo na, ano mas recommended mo na hairstyle para sa mga oval shape na tao na may mukha?
Oval shape na tao. Kahit ano, nasa confidence yan.
Confidence level, 1 to 100.
100.
Okay.
Pero ngayon, parang hindi 100.
May konti na.
Yes! Maraming salamat. Still undefeated. Balik na natin sa mga casters.
I am still confused. How Hans is that strong?
You're still confused? He's still undefeated.
He's still undefeated.
Are we just gonna ignore the fact that
he was not
King Kong, who actually lifts weights,
gyms every day,
goes to gym every day? Hans
gyms, dude. He's an athlete.
He's actually an athlete.
He is
pretty good at basketball, actually.
I'm not surprised now.
A lot of the lifters these days
true.
go for the aesthetic. They don't go for the function.
He wasn't even sweating.
Yeah, but Hans also had that technique of distraction as well.
Yeah.
Let's throw it over. And let's see what we have here.
Hello! 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 Wag. Ay, ang ingay niyo masyado ah. Japanese kasi ako eh. Sakura-chan.
Mic check. Paano to? Salita ka, Kirk. Sino na miss mo, pre? Masakit? Losing her? Anong losing him? Okay lang ako, pre? Okay ka lang, Kirk? Okay ka lang, King? Kantay mo ang getaway car. Gateway car ba yan? Gateway. Ay, sorry. Scary. Sa akin yung binigay yung mic test. Wala akong masabi.
He sounded like he had a lot to say here.
Yep.
These are small reminders that despite being very silent in real life, King Kong's actually the noisiest, apparently, with Onyx. I know Wolf can back that up.
Okay, here's the thing. Everybody just becomes very quiet when in front of the camera.
Yeah.
They're trying to be composed.
When they're playing.
When they're playing, when they're outside, everybody's noisy.
Everyone's noisy.
Even Brusco, probably you haven't probably heard a lot from Brusco, but everybody's just noisy. Dude. Even Hate.
Yep.
I'm not surprised with Hate.
The only quiet one is Hayes. So, anyways.
That makes sense.
Then they did everything they did in Game 1 against the GOAT, the literal face of MLBB.
I always love it when I hear that. It wasn't just a competition, it was a coronation. M2 and M4, 4-time MPLPH champion, 30th SEA Games, MSC.
That's not even all.
Winning a key at EWC, the national, so many he has won.
The gold medal and everything.
At this point, really, the question is, how do you even outgoat the GOAT? He's just 21 years old?
And he's just 21. He won his first world championship at 15. Yeah, was he 15?
16?
15, 16.
15.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh my god. And prior to that, he actually won the SEA Games medal at 15.
So, man, this guy is just doing it.
No, you can't. You just can't do it. Nobody can.
How do you outgoat the GOAT? Maybe we'll have a segment there someday. But yeah, for now, everyone else is pretty far away.
Yeah.
Far away from that.
He just became of legal age, and now he's the GOAT. That is crazy. That is Carl Teasy. But if you're wondering, why, if he's that good, why is he losing? Like, why is their team losing? Let me just say the common trend across esports as a whole.
Yes.
Once someone gets named the GOAT, or the GOAT just wins something big, the GOAT will struggle back home.
Yeah.
And just when you expect them to not make it into the playoffs, they will somehow make it into the playoffs. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
So many games.
Yeah, this is Onyx Page that they talked. You saw that Onyx Page came prepared.
Yes.
Not saying that that the keys to victory should be followed at all times, but they did follow the keys to victory and they won with it. So
just shame proof is right there in the letters, you know.
Yeah, it's like you know Onyx so well for some reason.
Wow.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. And look at it. Brusco's holding the mic.
He's holding the mic for Coach White.
What is wrong? Why is he doing that?
I think it's because it's too loose.
It's loose. That's why.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's just funny that your roamer holds it for you.
Wait, that is peak roamer right
the
there.
ultimate support.
Ultimate support.
Yeah. Oh my god. Maybe he's also supporting something we
Screenshot
don't
this,
see.
dude.
Yeah.
This is like one of the What is up with today?
That's
There's just so many good things that's happening on broadcast.
This is how the super fam works. We got each other's back.
Yep.
Their mics.
Lancelot for Teal?
Yeah.
That's a Lance, yeah.
I think Lancelot and just give the YSS to Onyx.
It's tricky because Lancelot and CC. If CC comes back to Onyx,
Okay, they're willing to get the YSS. They're willing to give the Lancelot again. So if that's the case, then they're gonna have to lower down the greed. Have something stable to allow Carl TZ to farm.
And most importantly for the side of Onyx, it will be different now because if they do pick up the CC, I think this will be Fredrin, but not in the second slot. So maybe just gold. Maybe pick up the CC and probably the Badang.
I'll rush the Badang right away.
Badang or Gatot.
Gatot, like a good bet.
Maybe that. It still is the Lancelot.
When you gaze into the abyss.
Oh, no,
That
they go
is Selena.
Oh, they don't want to give it to Sanji right away. Okay, so Onyx, I think this time, this isn't greedy, but it still continues their trend of they just want to continue to apply the pressure against Liquid. They don't want JP and Sanji to be comfortable, and when those two are uncomfortable, that means Carl TZ is putting in the extra work to try and find farm.
I feel like they want the short game here. They don't want this game to last too long.
Yeah.
I thought they were so ready for the Lancelot to come out, but no.
This is very interesting. TLPH now has the access to the CC once again, but yes, usually the CC usually does not work that much. Uranus is still available, but now they pick up the Gatot. This is what I'm scared of when Onyx actually forgo the Gatot Gacha, because what can happen is actually Onyx not picking the Lancelot because there's no way TLPH picks it up anyways, right?
Oh, they
No way.
show their two carries right away, so Team Liquid would want to prioritize for their utility picks
That's
with
right.
the EXP and the mid.
Yeah, if you're Onyx, you're more inclined to go for something like a Kufra or a Hylos. Although the Badang can work as well, but it's much better to get some wave clear to aid this Selena actually with his Lancelot. So yeah, Hylos Hylos I think it's just a really good hero here for Onyx.
But the Badang does actually enable like really good catches. The problem is the people here, everyone has dashes.
Yeah.
So, and even if you catch like a Gatot, it's not gonna matter that much. So yeah, Badang's probably down.
Maybe they just go for Granger here for Onyx. Just pick it up right now and then reserve your tanker afterwards. They go for the Hylos as prescribed.
Yep. Okay, so they're gonna start taking away the best picks for Sanji and Sanford available. So they're gonna probably ban out the CC. Someone's gonna have to ban out the glue also. I think the LPH would actually want to ban the glue.
TLPH for the glue. You're right. That didn't actually work because now you're left. Okay, so they banned glue. I believe that somebody from both teams actually wants to get their hands on the Hilda. Or yeah, the Ranger also. That was a really good pick for Onyx, but yeah, it did not materialize for Onyx. Another option apart from the Hilda probably is another tank hero like Lapu Lapu actually. Lapu Lapu might work for Onyx in this case, and then they go for again like somewhere along the lines of a Bruno that doesn't require that much farm for Mr. Kalra.
Yeah, it's also going to be highly discouraged as well for TLPH because it's probably going to get microed out by a Lance in the Selena.
Yeah.
So.
Or get your gold laner now for Onyx at Red 4.
Yeah.
And then wait for the reaction for TLPH. That way you know if you're gonna put the Hylos on Kirk or you put it on Brusco.
Yeah.
Because there's still that option of the Gatot of the Kufra.
Yeah. Alright, I'm all for that. Just save your EXP pick for last. And plus we all know in this meta just how big a really good EXP pick at the right time can become for a draft.
Yeah.
So instead of taking away another Kelra hero, I think take another potential EXP pick to help whittle down the pool so that you reduce the variance available in the field.
Yeah.
Rar.
Rar.
That's not what the Team Liquid mascot does, by the way. So good ban on the Bruno actually for TLPH.
There you go.
Would have been hard for the Kareth to fight.
You know what? How about a Kimmy for Kelra versus this composition for TLPH? Very susceptible against the Gatot Kacha, but at the same time wins that matchup versus this Harith.
If that's the case, they might actually save the gold pick for later.
For later.
Yeah, because I mean, in MSC we still saw Irithel getting picked up against Hariths.
And just go for the Batang, right, for Onyx.
Yeah.
You know, it still kind of keeps the flexibility of both the Hylos as well as the Badang, if they do pick up the Badang in this case. But yeah, they can also pick up the Claude here. That's a pretty safe pickup. Actually,
I like that Claude.
Onyx.
Yeah.
What if Onyx go for something like Edith? Because they need a bit more magic damage. It can't just be the Selena though, right?
So that's the Claude.
There's the Claude.
Okay, for
So
TLPH.
it's XP is the last pick for Onyx here for sure.
I hope they
They're
pick
not
up
yet.
the Grok. I hope they just show the Grok. But for TLPH, they're going to be looking for a solid mid laner here that's not scared of the Lance as well as the Claude, which is in this case a Valentina.
Yeah.
It's just good. And I'm sure that Sanji plays the Kagura as well, which we saw has been picked up against the Selena. Works well against this Lancelot as well.
Yeah, we're throwing it back with Selena's and Kagura's becoming one of the main trades in the center of the map.
Oh, how about a Phoveus for TLPH?
In the EXP lane.
Oh, Lapu-Lapu, obviously.
And Lapu.
There it is.
And Valentina.
Alright, you have an option here for the Esmeralda for Onyx. Just so much chance against Harriet and Lapu-Lapu, but they pick up the Phoveus. And in this case, yeah, because they picked up the Valentina instead, what really went to the mind of Onyx was there's no way somebody is killing this Phoveus in the early stages of the game.
That's true. I think it's going to be farm mode for TLPH, at least for the first few minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And then just wait for someone to make a miracle, like a good catch by a Lapu-Lapu Bravest Fighter, or maybe Valentina Terrify that can get comboed very well.
Yeah, Onyx really Onyx can definitely set the tempo here with Team the Good Philippines. If they are a little bit too aggressive with some trades early on, it's not gonna go well for them. I think they have to double down on the idea that as much as possible, just get farm for Carl TZ as fast as possible.
There you go. So let's load up into game number 2 here. And again, it's TLPH's backs against the wall against an Onyx Philippines that seems to be really hell-bent on revenge, or at least a little bit of comeback for everything that happened in MSC. So let's see if that's going to materialize here, at least for game number 2.
What I really like about this draft is that both teams just try to outplay one another, and they look like they have both solid pickups for their compositions. It's a 5v5, and it's going to be down to the execution. There's no actual outdraft that happened between the two teams.
True.
You could see good conditions for both, clear conditions for both. It's just who's going to be able to do it a little bit better. Usually in these scenarios, you also look at how well the EXP lane is getting managed because of who can hit level 4 first, who's doing a little bit better for the first turtle. Sanji and Rusco spot each other out. First damage initially onto the high loss, but traded out. Super Friends dishes damage onto Sanji's Valentina.
Yeah, they kind of know that every bit of aggression, every bit of pressure you can put on Carl TZ will slow him down by a little bit of a percentage. And that's going to matter so much at the grand scale of things.
What was that play coming out from Sanford? Did
he end up under the tower? Yeah, he only ended up under the tower of Onyx instead.
That's interesting because I think that he was afraid that there was a little bit of lane manipulation coming out from Kirk that he might miss on 1 minion waves. That's why he kind of risked his life. But how about that? King Kong getting so much damage, but Carl TZ is going to even up.
Yeah, forced out the flicker from him. Sanji does get to build the tough boots. So I think Sanford just needs to chill out a little bit with how he's handling it against Kirk. But yeah, clearly Kirk does have an advantage over him. So Kirk's been doing things right, which is why Sanford's been desperate to get minion waves.
Wild.
This is good for Onyx. They can go invade into the jungle. Kirk can be able to find out JP stuns him. But Onyx are just holding. They're waiting for the turtle. They're not too greedy. But the Philippines are looking at up top as Sanji and Sanford want to hit level 4. But it looks like King Kong is going to get this turtle with no problem. Carl TZ is going after the purple buff. And he is on his way out of there. He steals it away.
Very happy to go for it and deal with it the way he knows how. Carl TZ getting some, just a little bit of consolation prize as well.
I wouldn't say that's a consolation. Actually, when in an assassin versus assassin kind of battle, you kind of want to preserve your purple buff. And Carl TZ also leaves the small buff to kind of delay the respawn of the buff. So has added salt to the injury.
Yeah, for assassin carries in the early game, the purple is a turtle.
Yeah, I agree.
Purple is a turtle.
Yes.
There you go. Renmar 2025.
Yeah, and, you know what TLPH also achieved from that is they mitigated that EXP lane disadvantage from Sanford, because it didn't matter that they did not have enough EXP on Sanford, because what they did was just trade. They did not contest the first turtle, so they're cutting their losses and in fact won some.
Leading to wet. Oheb under his own Zaman Force. Kellera gets a lot of damage out onto Oheb. Pops the regen. Carl TZ trying to move forward, not going to be able to get hits on the tower as much. He also gets the gold crab and he gets on out of there. Information though for Onyx. Top side, Sanford and Kurt going at each other. Kellera still going after Oheb. And Oheb struggling in lane against his Claude.
There you go.
Oh, Sanford getting timed on King Kong and Kurt. It's a different KK, but they get the FB. First blood for Onyx. Bruce going to mid, almost became the trade, but he gets away.
I could have sworn that was a letter K that he drew there for King Kong. Signed his name up top. How much dashes was able to do. And even Rico's out because he knows that the turret shields will go out anyway. So that's maximizing your potential as the Lancelot.
Yeah, and you see the MVP of the grand finals of MSC. 2 games in a row now. He's been the main focus of Onyx Philippines. They do not deny any longer just how much pressure and how much weight Sanford brings to the Team Liquid Philippines playstyle, that now he's become the focus. Hunter Strike already for Carl TZ, second turtle of the game. It's just going to be a heavy contest. Carl TZ close by. King Kong getting his purple buff. Oheb within the wings. Brusco, a stun onto Sanford. Glorious pathway. They're going after Sanford yet again. Oheb is here with the Zaman Force. Hasn't brought it down just yet. Now he does. And the damage from Team Liquid Philippines is too much for Onyx Philippines to handle. But Kellera has taken down Sanford, while Oheb and JP put work onto Kellera. Double kill. Will it be a triple? He gets stunned, JP, but it's a bag for Oheb. He gets 3. He gets Kellera, and the Tariff is now unlocked.
That is huge stonks here. Obviously, it looked really bad for TLPH at first, but man, with that triple.
Missile arrow. Oheb gets hit. Super French flicker forward. It becomes a trade. King Kong spots Sanji. Thorn Rose. Puncture. Sanji survives.
That was great, definitely to see. But then again, TLPH have definitively won that turtle fight. Not only did they get that retribution steal against King Kong, but they also managed to get the important takedowns. And we know for sure that it's really difficult to kind of contest with the Guison Chin, against the Guison Chin, I mean. We are going to see. And Oheb just freely hitting from the backlines. There's no answer. The counter goes for the BMI back. Maybe not seeing Oheb as well as JP in there.
Yeah.
If he had seen that Oheb was actually there dancing, he probably will not pop that BMI. But then he fell to the trap and he gets taken out instead.
Yeah, very smart of Onyx as well to wait for the BMI to materialize and not push forward too much.
Okay, things have slowed down just a little bit after all that action for that objective. Both purple buffs getting focused on now. First by the 2 junglers.
Yeah. A little bit of lead. There's actually no lead at all at this point.
Yeah.
But now the important items come into play. And Selena with the glowing wand, this is what you definitely need. And for anyone who's watching right now, please, if you're a mid laner, don't go enchanted talisman first. Get the glowing wand. It matters in the first few fights.
Who picks up enchanted talisman?
Come on, bro.
A lot.
I don't.
I don't believe you. No.
Everybody does. Come on.
Yeah, I do. I want to cool down.
No.
Of course. Even I do.
Oh, Glorious Pathway.
Here we go.
Glorious Pathways actually get brought out there, and the fight has gotten split up. King Kong trying to join in, and Team Liquid Philippines have taken down Super Frizz, but Super Frizz has taken down Carl TZ. Trade favorable for Onyx, but look at Oheb and his Zaman Force.
Kellera doing work.
Kellera doing work. He's focusing on the turret. King Kong is here. The turtle. It doesn't look like Team Liquid Philippines will be able to heavily contest this unless they tow us all the damage. And Kellera with a blazing duet to fight Oheb. A double kill for the gold standard.
Looks like he's not committing the same mistake twice in a row. And there you go.
What? Thorn Rose. King Kong puncture through the beetle. Sanford. Thorn Rose again. King Kong.
He saw that Sanford overplayed it. Sanford predicted the jump, but instead he went for the Thorn Rose, stayed in one place, touched so much.
It's like he can see the future, bro.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness!
This is the months of training of chess from King Kong.
Unbelievable.
Knowing what, being 2 steps, 3 steps ahead.
You know, for a moment, I thought my brain was broken with everything that happened.
Oh
there.
my god.
This is peak. It's like I'm watching 10 Magnus Carlsens.
Oh my god.
But an
King Kong.
MLBB. Okay, wait. Concealed gets stopped. Actually, spotted out by Kirk.
Jumping
and here
back
comes
in.
Bruce go. Kirk jumping on everyone under the Zaman force of OHEB. Too much pressure for OHEB. He's gonna get tossed up. Here comes the AOG. Look at Kirk zoning out the damage. Carl Teasy takes down Kirk though. Sanford gets Brusco. And the 2 members of Onyx down. Team Liquid Philippines have turned it around.
Big turnaround here for TLPH. Man, oh man. That lead suddenly evaporated. TLPH are now on the front.
And Kirk overheating definitely that case. Being outplayed by Ove with that flicker as well. And now that actually allowed TLPH to breathe once again and get the important goal, important items. 2 items now for Oheb at 6K. And he actually overtook Kelra's Claude now when it comes to the farm.
Yeah, you can't even fault Kirk for getting taken down there because the members of Onyx were trying to help Kirk out. It's just they were stopped. Brusco again. Let's see if they'll be better for Onyx this time around. They collapse onto everyone. Sanji gets taken out. Here comes Keller and the rest of Onyx Philippines are blazing the web. Yet again, Carl Teasy. He's getting focused down and he gets taken down by Kirk. Kirk underneath the tower though becomes the trade. Sanford in the back. Here comes the MVP of EWC. Brusco gets slapped down and gets taken out by 40. 2 for 2. Liquid and Onyx are putting on a clinic. Super Friends finds OHEB, but OHEB found Super Friends at the wrong spot in the wrong time.
They're literally slapping each other at this point.
Oh, this is the matchup that we want. Everybody's just dashing forward, outplaying each other, going in for the jump even when your goal there, your jungler is out. And you would think that Onyx already had the lead during that moment. Sanford comes in, saves the day, and then OHEB finishes up a kill on Super Friends. All of a sudden, TLPH are now primed to take this Lord.
5 members against 5. Super Friends still on the way back. Team Liquid Philippines have started it off first. Brusco and Kirk have the info. One glorious pathway to cut through. No flickers for Kirk or Super Friends. Flickers on the board for Team Liquid. If Kirk and Friends fight, it's all in. And all in now. But this is the Philippines, and before we fight, we dance first. We tango until our legs are tired.
And let's see if their legs are going to get tired here. Keller definitely timing those BMIs better here this time around.
Yeah, the advantage for Onyx is Abyssal Traps and Abyssal Arrows. Brusco
already forcing out. Oh, the revitalizing use the glorious pathway.
It's a feint.
It's a feint. He thought they wanted to fight King Kong. He should be careful here. And big spells out.
Quietly, there was a push from the bottom lane because of that slow push that was built by TLPH.
The minion wave of the bot might become the kicker here. JP gets stopped. Sanji with his own glorious pathway decides to fight Sanford, diving to the back. King Kong still gets the Lord. Brusco left behind. Sanford finds King, but King takes down Sanford. Kirk trying to hold on. The damage, will it be enough? Keller has a blazing duet, but he's not going to commit it. JP gets caught out by Keller and King. But Sanji finds the Phobius. Fight after fight. King Kong stands tall.
He's still going, and the King Kong is now getting chased up here. Super Friends is on the flank. Arrow slows down OHEB, but the chase is still on. Sanji and King Kong, what's it going to look like? We got Lord on the backup, but will you actually help? It's the dodge, and the King Kong still going forward.
No way.
He is still alive!
No
How
way.
is this possible?
Oh! He gets away! OHEB gets hit by Super Friends! OHEB still dashing! Friends lives! And Friends flickers out! OHEB, he sidesteps! He sidesteps the Abyssal Arrow!
What?
No moment to catch our breath as Team Liquid and Onyx take every moment we can breathe away from us.
Oh.
But Liquid are still breathing. Onyx are slowly choking the life out of them though. With outplay after outplay.
Oh my god, and they're not done.
King Kong is not forget again.
Here we go again.
Thorn throws. King Kong dodged it. He is so locked in right now. Abyssal Arrow is not going to land. Carl Teasy gets his buff. It's King Kong versus Sanford. Too much damage coming out from this Lancelot. King Kong under tower. He doesn't care. Sanford! He still sidesteps!
They're best friends in this game, man. This is like Sanford and King Kong. They're just going at each other.
Oh my goodness, we're seeing the best artists, scientists, the world of Mobile Legends. Everybody's trying to outplay each other. 12 minutes in, 13 to 11, nobody's leading. And there's so many important dodges and, so many important details that happened. And there was a time where Kelra actually missed the Art of Thievery onto JP. And even when he was able to take out JP in the middle, it was taken out by one Synchro Fission coming out from OHEB. Details matter.
At this point, what we're seeing is Paranormal as Sanji brings down his own glorious pathway. JP takes a brunt of damage, but Onyx is not going to fight into it. So is Team Liquid. They're trying to look for a turnaround. A Pistol Arrow is not going to land. Carl Teasy gets his own buff and camp. And little by little, it now slows down. Onyx still has a significant advantage in the map. Yes, it's only one turret, but with how the minion waves are flowing,
Look at that.
with the fact that Liquid has not broken top and mid, it means that Onyx has the control.
Yeah, the next pick-off definitely gonna mean the game, most likely. Especially with Lord coming up shortly, 13 seconds. And we have barely broken down everything that happened there that last one.
Oh, we need this.
We need that. We need this.
We need this.
Thank you.
We're not saying that the casters called the pause.
We did it. We did
Do
it.
not misread what we're saying here.
Well, man, we need a breather. Holy.
Currently on the stage, our marshals are assisting our players right now sort out any potential issues there may be in terms of the comms, it seems like. Teams right now are checking on their comms and the marshals are helping them out with it.
Yep.
If you're only joining us here today, thank you so much for spending your weekend, your time, your Saturday night with MPL Philippines, where we are seeing just an absolutely legendary battle between Team Liquid Philippines and Onyx Philippines.
Games like this remind me how much fun MLBB can actually be.
Oh man!
My goodness!
I'm already glad I didn't retire. I was supposed to retire after MSC, man, but then now after this, I'm like, let's go. I'm so glad I didn't leave.
I cannot imagine being in that booth once again. You know how much
the pressure.
Oh yeah,
I lost so much of my remaining years. I think.
So that's what it feels like. Like from the caster desk going into the booth right now, considering that you worked with the team,
the stress.
What would be going through your mind?
Oh, my mind is like my mind is burst. My heart is pounding.
It's just gone.
I'm running out of breath. You know, if I had a smartwatch, it would probably like alarm.
You have zero control over it.
It will give that that notification right when you're about to
I can only imagine. Yeah. And you do that like every single week, right? So
wow, what a game!
The absolute insanity that has been this series so far, and it's only game number 2. We could still potentially go into a game number 3.
It's so crazy to think that one Art of Thievery was one Art of Thievery miss.
A small miss, right? Usually negligible, but in this context matters so much.
It mattered so much because Kelra died in that clash because of that.
Here we go.
All right, we're back in.
Scent brings us in. He cuts the deck and we find ourselves
Welcome
now
to
with
Mobile
Onyx
Legends.
with priority control in the Lord. It's only 14 minutes.
Oh, JP's low.
But it feels like an hour of my life watching what has been a masterpiece.
Oh my goodness.
Able to BMI out just in time. JP!
It's a trap!
He gets taken out. It's a trap! They baited him out, and now there's no roamer. Super Prince moves forward. Onyx Philippines, better position for them, but the vision gets provided by the Mountain Shocker. Brusco gets spotted out. He's trying to hold on with the Revitalize. Counter with a Blazing Duet Winter Crown combination. He can BMI out. Carl Teasy, Sanji, Oheb. Kurt goes forward. Super Prince as well. Kurt trying to fight, but he might get taken down. Carl Teasy gets taken out by King Kong. Super Prince takes down Oheb, and that is only Sanford remaining.
Oh, that is so bad for them. Sanford actually tried to chase down Kelra after the BMI went in.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, that's a marquee move.
Yeah, that's a marquee move.
I've seen that Season 12 versus RQ. That against Skylar, he did that
straight into the big fight with a Blazing Duet.
Exactly, that is a marquee move.
Yeah. Make it look like you're down and out, but you BMI out.
BMI out.
Not really.
Oh, we're seeing it. I want to see it in replay. I want to see it in 4K once again.
Here we go. Beautiful.
Let's break it
Look
down.
At that. Slow it down.
Okay, this is
was way
after
before
this. Yeah, Winter Crown entry. Oheb already popped the Zaman Force, but then since he popped it where the ultimate of the Cloud was, he couldn't maximize it any longer.
Yeah.
And King Kong, Kirk, and Frizz just had to play the patient game.
Yeah, Carl Easy was spent at that moment as well. Couldn't really fight back.
Onic, will they sweep the EWC MSC champions here? They're playing the slow game first. Focus on the towers. Systematic. People were looking at this to be the potential grand finals of MSC. We didn't get it, but we're getting it now. And what could have been for the Sonics, because Onic is on the way to potentially sweeping Team Liquid.
Man, this could have actually been it.
Imagine playing the game at the knife's edge for 14 minutes and play it safe during the siege. Oh my goodness. What a series.
Yeah, I cannot imagine how that would end up. But right now, it's OHEB using Zaman Force very early on. I can imagine what that's going to do, but it's going to be enough to clear the waves at least for now.
King Kong and Sanford has been having their little duels all throughout this game. And everything that has happened right now for Team Liquid Philippines has been they have the damage, but they just don't have the time. They're skill-based, lots of them are. Dependent on the Zaman Force, dependent on the bravest fighter of the Lapu Lapu. That it's been Brusco who's been an absolute rock alongside Kirk for Onic. That King Kong, Kelra, and Super Friends have had a tremendous game and have brought so much value to the team because of how strong their front line is. Although Kelra gets spotted out, he gets a BMI out. No major fight is gonna break.
Oh, they used up the bravest fighter though.
Yep. That does come back really quickly at this point in the game. 50 seconds before the Lord comes back.
Yeah, no big fights happening right now. No pickoffs at least. But man, you can really feel how much TLPH has been, you know, reeling from those past few fights. They are now on survival mode at this point.
Oh, can't blame them because of how the fights have been turning out. It's like the longer the game goes, the faster the cooldowns will be for Onic. And they have, like, even the Selena is going to be a problem later on. The BMI is going to be there. Your winter counts are going to run out of your TLPH, and that's your main win condition against Onic. So things like these, they will matter as the longer the game goes. And unfortunately, Yusenshin plus Harith is not going to fare well versus the Lancelot and the Cloud in the late game.
Yeah, you're basically gonna have to face the full brunt of the Blazing Duet most of the time in the moments you least expect it. So we might see something like that happen, especially now they have to get up close and personal in this coming Lord fight.
Already brought down to close to 30,000 health. He's a Lord, no clear advantages here except for the fact that Onic do have minion waves threatening. Right now though, it seems like Team Liquid Philippines minions are handling it well enough. Although the mid-lane minion wave needs to be handled. Super Friends, he's going to continue throwing out those arrows. Down to 30% is 30,000. Is Onic actually going for? Look at the damage onto JP that got the Katja. Looks like paper with the late game damage Onic brings to the table.
Already
again, they find Carl Tise! Super Friends delivering the arrow that could mean the loss of Liquid in this series. Sanford, OHEB trying to hold on.
Oh my goodness, that was absolute cinema. Beautiful save here by Sanford, slowing them down. But the rest of Onic are still chasing OHEB.
He's getting chased down, and King Kong delivers the felling blow. San cannot hold. Onic wins the series.
And that is a 2-0 from the land of the sand. It is going to be Onic Philippines clearing it out against the current EWC champs.
With the amount of outplays that happened in that game, the amount of scary places to be in, no one was safe from anyone. In the end, it will be Onic that will prevail. And how about that arrow from Super Prince?
That was just a French kiss. Sorry.
Arrow.
One arrow. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. No, at that point, it's not a chef's kiss. That was a French kiss of an arrow. With all the love, au revoir. The Super Twins.
All right.
Woo. What a titanic matchup.
Dude, I cannot wait for their round 2.
I cannot wait for the round 2.
It's a month from now.
1 month.
1 whole month. We have to wait for week number 5 to see this again.
I cannot wait. And at this point, it is just Onic Philippines just proving to everyone else.
I hope it was just a best of 5.
if only this was a best of 5. It's just proving that they still have what it takes, and you have to watch out. And this is going to be Onyx Philippines live from the stage.
Now that is how you do it, Sonics. What time is it? Onyx Philippines are your victors for the last match of the day, boys. What an incredible start to Season 16. Just an amazing effort, Odin.
That's right, Hans and Super Friends bilang team captain. Gusto namin malaman, paano nyo ba nahahanap yung rhythm nyo ngayon? Kasi grabe yung pinakita nyo na first match nyo pa lamang, no, friends? Paano nyo nababalik yung Season 14 na form ng Onyx Philippines?
Siguro yun sa bonding namin sa chemistry.
Ngayon, binalik nyo ba? Or mas bago ba to? Ano bang identity ng Onyx Philippines para sa Season 16?
Mas disiplinado na.
Mas disiplinado na. You love that approach.
Alam mo, Hans, meron mga naririnig ako dito sinasabi si King Kong. Ano ba yung mga sinasabi mo? Kakaiba na daw sumagot si Prince.
Kausapin mo nga si King Kong. Ano ba nangyari dun sa larong yun, King?
Hindi lang po TDH yan. May ano pa yan. Maturity level 999.
Grabe, ibang Super Friends na yung nasasaksihan natin.
Maturity level.
May sinasabi siya. Mamaya ka
sa akin. Ano rebat mo?
Mamaya ka sa akin.
Mamaya ka sa akin. Bakit may ganon? Teka. Pasintabi muna. Ilipat mo nga sa katabi mo. Kirk. I want to talk to you this time. Congratulations on that win. I want to know more about this, your development as a player from MSC to Season 16. What was the mindset that you've had in preparation for this season?
Mas ginanaan pa ako pagtas ng MSC tsaka andyan sila coach para tulungan ako.
In terms of your approach for this game, a lot of people are wondering how you're gonna be, kung kamusta yung magiging performance mo. To everyone who continuously believes in you, anong mensahe mo para sa kanila ngayon?
Sa mga lahat na naniniwala, thank you so much sana supportahan niyo kami sa Season 16. Ito, ngayon.
Meron pa dito, Hans, on this side. Sabi kasi ni King Kong, mukhang ganado daw talaga si Kirk. Pero meron pang isang ganado na katabi niya. Brusco, ganado ko daw maglaro ngayon, sabi ni King Kong. Bakit nga ba? Parang may something new kasi sa life ni Brusco.
I wanna know more. Ano yun? Ano man sabi ni Brusco?
Wala pa, hindi pa sumasagot. Bakit ka nga ba ganado ngayon?
Wala, parang motivated lang ako kasi engaged na ako, tapos kasal namin next year.
Wow! Everybody, congratulate naman natin si Brusco! Congratulations on your engagement. Nakadagdag ba sa kanya?
Kung may message ka sa iyong fiancé na si Ayu, right? Anong mensahe mo para sa kanya ngayon?
Ang message ko sa fiancé ko, maraming salamat dahil lagi niya ako sinusuportahan kahit na nung dati pa nung walang-wala ako. Ngayon na meron ako kahit konti ngayon, binabalik ko sa kanya yung mga support na binibigay niya sa akin.
Maraming King Kong, huy!
Daming reaction ni King Kong, no?
Siya yung real life comment section, no? You'll have to see it. Pero ito, nasa likod ko naman, walang iba kundi si Coach Why Not. Coach, this was a statement win mula sa Onyx Philippines. I wanna know, how did you guys regroup way back nung nasa MSC kayo? Was there a form of regroup na ginawa ninyo, or is this the same approach na ginagawa nyo way back nung past seasons also?
Regroup talaga. And hindi naman siya secret. Kumbaga maraming taong nang bash kay Kirk nung time na yon. So bago pa lang kami umalis ng Riyadh, nagkausap na kami sa mga reform na gagawin namin. Yung addition ni Noe, nasa sa kanya kung mas sisikapan niya pa or tatama rin siya. Turns out na mas gaganahan siya. So it's good. And I think mas gigil lang din talaga lahat ngayon bumawi. Yun talaga yun eh. Pero I think mas gusto kong labanan yung TL pagka mas mahaba yung nila. Parang kakabalik lang daw nila.
Coach, I wanna know, kasi tinanong ko lahat ng mga players, this is gonna be my final question. Onyx Philippines, at the end of Week 8, where do you see this team sa standings?
Still as a family, standings-wise, I don't wanna say, ang mahalaga gawin namin lahat as a team.
And that team just got their victory para sa araw na to. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Onyx Philippines!
Gentlemen, you may now take your bow.
In a fated finals rematch, it was the Sonics getting the victory over Team Liquid Philippines.
That's right. What a good start for the Sonics. And with that, itanong na natin kung ano ba nangyari sa game na yon with our casters.
What a very meaty interview we've had here.
Congratulations, Rusco.
Yeah, so
Congratulations, Rusco,
it's
by the way.
confirmed.
Yeah, it confirmed.
Engaged, and in his own words, they're getting married next year.
Next year.
That's great.
Yeah. And you know, they're winning in life. That's what matters.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's winning. I think the amateur, you are the like Terra. Why not? There's a lot of like big announcements in the past year because they Rusco got engaged.
Yeah.
It was Kelra's son's birthday, and then why not also being a father?
Amazing. So overall, they're winning in life. They won in this game as well. Look at King Kong. He's the MVP for this one.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, like, why give the lance to the man? He has 100% kill participation. A lot of the actions and sequences that Onyx were able to pull off, King Kong was there.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of good plays that he actually did. I still can't get over that dodge that he did outplaying Sanford. I want to see it once again. And hopefully with a slow-mo, because it was so smart that how he was able to dodge. Wait, that was okay, so we will not see it, unfortunately.
Yeah,
this was after.
But
it was great because he outplayed Sanford by reading what Sanford wanted to do. And look at how many, and the art of thievery missing onto JP. It's pretty important right there. And it was taken out by JP himself. Then Oheb finishes off, but then King Kong is like, I don't care. I'm gonna take over. And how about this? Oh my god. The minion wave also actually Oheb appearing to give a dash to King Kong, by the way.
That little extra dash.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was
Details matter.
Yeah, it was slightly off angle, like the point of entry. But then you also get it because Oheb placed himself a little bit further.
Yeah.
That means King Kong would have just gotten away much easier.
Yeah. Kara with the play, with the Winter Crown. Kirk with the flicker does not find any opening, but eventually finds it. Very, I would say, target locked onto Oheb, which is important, by the way, because he knows his task in this game. It is to lift up Oheb, but in a negative way.
Yeah, he just knew it. He just had to get into it. And when Kelra, when everyone's so busy with Sanford and everything, that's when Kelra does pop in and gives you hell for it.
And by the way, Kelra survived against Sanji long enough for them to push it and they got denied away from them. So
we're not
still
done
here.
quite yet.
We're still here.
We're still here.
We're still here. There you go. So that was a 19-minute game. At the very end of it, it was a very back and forth. There was no point in that game when I said, you know what, the LPH, they're done.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from this one. It was such a fun match to watch because, like you guys keep mentioning, the smallest of details actually just completely changed the outcome of each and every team fight. It happens per team fight.
Yeah.
So no one's clearly ahead.
Yeah, I also really like what Coach Wynot was able to acknowledge in the interview. I know the interview was in Tagalog, so we can say and dissect a few things here. Number one, of course, they discussed the elephant in the room, which was a lot of people were just really bashing on Kirk. And what happened?
I love that.
And a lot of people were blaming him. So then here comes Kirk. Suddenly, again, it seems like Kirk and Bruco are back on that top form that they've had. Their communication together, their timing together looks so clean.
I like that you brought that up because in game number 1, it was clear and he died the first. He was the first one to die for Onyx, but he recovered heavily. And with the combination of that high loss as well as that Wapadang, it looked really crisp.
Yeah. Overall, you just can't blame the teamwork. The synergy is still very much there here for Onyx Philippines. And when Kirk and Bruce are very well in sync together, good things really do happen. King Kong can make stuff done, and Kelra is just untouchable in most of these situations.
Everyone hungry to deliver, and King Kong walks away as a rich guy, BPI rich guy. And another portion of the interview that Coach Wynot mentioned, he did say that everyone was hungrier to prove themselves, and we get 2 fantastic King Kong games, 2 fantastic Onyx games. But then even Coach Wynot is saying what a lot of the people are probably thinking online right now. And even he said it, you know what? they really want to face Team Liquid Philippines again when they feel like they're facing a top form Team Liquid.
Yeah, very well
Because he-
rested.
Very well rested
Yeah.
because he did acknowledge, because to them he heard like it's as if Team Liquid just got back. So their
Yeah.
preparation for the season isn't as much
Yeah.
so far compared to the other teams.
Oh, yeah, I hope I can say this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Yeah, but most teams are already prepared during MSC.
Yeah.
For the case of those, for our representatives, Onyx started a week, just 1 week ahead of TLPH, which is not saying much because literally there was just like 2.5 weeks of break in
When
between
we-
MSC.
When we flew back, we were getting to meetings.
So when they said that they're not well rested, hey, Onyx, they're just 1 week ahead, literally.
Yeah. So
It's actually that's actually part of the difficulty of representing the Philippines. And that's also part of the reason why some teams are able to defeat our international representatives, because the local teams have maybe a month or so when ahead of the competition when it comes to preparation.
So overall, yes, Onyx, don't downplay yourselves too much as well. You're also, we know how tired you can be. And here is the Infinix Fancy Laban standing as well. These are ongoing, of course, while the games are playing out. So the Phoenix Army is 1-0 as well as the Mines. Look at that.
Not a good weekend for the Cavalry though.
Yeah.
So far, Liquid losing their first series of the season, and the Fancy Club and the fan club tournament that we have alongside MPL. Not good for them so far. Not a good start, but again, it's a long season.
It's a long season. We're just getting started. Don't worry. We're just getting some teams getting their first games, their first points. So don't worry. If you're also one of those people who love to play Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, go over and join us in the Fancy Club and happening on ground here in Green Sun in Makati City, Philippines. I had to complete that.
Just in case y'all forget where we are.
Just in case you forget where we are. So overall, it's been a fun match, fun day. I hope you guys...
The 2-0 series that we've seen today, if you just saw the standings, it will never tell the story.
No.
We're both very close down to the wire.
Yeah.